For 100 years, they have played high school football in Williston. Tonight, the 2023 Blue Devils kick off the century season in the Battle of Barnwell County against arch rival Barnwell.
Our slogan is "Why not us?" Why not? Why can we not be successful at Williston-Elko? We have before, and we're trying to bring that back.
Our kids are kind of excited to get turned loose, to get to hit somebody else and play a ball game, and we're excited to see what we've got.
Season 13 of Game Night Live kicks off now.
Welcome to Game Night Live. WJBF Sports presents local high school football live in your living room each Friday night. Game Night Live is powered by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And now, your hosts, John Hart and Ashley Brown.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. High school football is back, and with it, the 13th season of WJBF Game Night Live. John Hart with you once again this year, joined as always in the booth by my partner Ashley Brown, our statistician Nathan Edwards. Kira Goldstein, the fourth member of our broadcast crew, will join us shortly from down on the sidelines. AB, we look forward to this day every year, the kickoff of high school football. What better place, what better way to kick it off than one of the oldest rivalries in the state of South Carolina, Barnwell, Williston-Elko.
No doubt about it. Nathan's been giving us the countdown all year, and you're right. This is a monumental rivalry game. These two teams want to beat each other, and especially, the home team, Williston-Elko. They've been struggling in recent years. They once had a super proud tradition, so they certainly want to turn it around tonight and take care of business against a Barnwell team that is coming off of several great years in a row, but they lost some players, so it's going to be interesting to see who steps up for them tonight.
And with that, let's get to our forward keys to the game.
Yeah, let's start with the home team, Williston-Elko. I think for them, it's going to be ball control, long drives, and protect the football, keep it away from Barnwell. And then I think also they've got to contain Barnwell's quarterback, Cam Austin, who is their leader. And then for Barnwell, the new leaders have to emerge, as I said. Who's going to take up for all those seniors that moved on, including 4 Colatanis? Pack it in, stuff the run, make the Blue Devils throw it as well.
Captains meeting at midfield. We are ready for the coin toss. The first game of the 2023 season.
I'm Brian Hilpish. I'll be your referee. I introduce my crew real quick. This is Ricky Robinson, Chuck Duvall, Frank Burkhart, my man in the middle, Wayne Stewart. He's going to come up and watch the coin toss. So, it's Thursday night. Y'all, we're about the only show going on right now, right? On TV, talking season's over. I'm excited. Everybody excited? All right, good. You're wearing white, you're the visitor, we will allow you to call the coin toss. We got my high school league coin here. The state logo is ahead. Backside with the wreath is tail. Tail, state is head. Call it before I flip it. Tails, he says. It is a tail. You won the toss and you want the football, is that right? Okay, which way do you want to kick?
We want to kick that way.
You want to kick that way, spin your backs around there. You spin your backs around here. All right, Barnwell won the toss and will receive. All right, shake it up, strap it up, bring them out, guys.
The Barnwell wins the toss. The Warhorses will receive. Game Night Live kicks off next. You got that, AB? 78th meeting between Barnwell and Williston-Elko, a series dominated by the Warhorses, 57-17-2 all time. But this is a new year, 2023, and a new head coach for the Warhorses, Brian Smith, coming over from Ridge Spring Minetta, which leads us to our Johansson's Coaches Matchup, AB.
That's right. Tonight's coaching matchup brought to you by our friends at Johansson's Sporting Goods Outfitting, CSRA teams for over 50 years. First for Williston-Elko, Kenny Lipsey, last year 1-9. Here's the head coach. He's in his second season, but he was a longtime assistant under Dwayne Garrick, who built this Barnwell team, the opponent tonight, into a power. Also, Brian Smith. He's been at it for a long, long time. His career record, 123 and 111. He started way back in the late 90s with Strom Thurmond. He's in his first year at Barnwell, had a great run at Ridge Spring Minetta prior to that. He replaces Dwayne Garrick, who moved over to Aiken.
These two teams met for the first time on September 28th of 1923. Almost 100 years ago to the day.
I was going to call that game, but I called in sick. So.
I was going to ask you how it went. It didn't go well for the Blue Devils, I can tell you that. And we are underway, the 2023 season. And here we go, Barnwell on the opening kickoff. In for 6. Touchdown, Warhorses. Jaden Pinckney, 71 yards to the house.
How about that? What a way to start the season. I said guys need to step it up for all the players they lost. We'll talk about all those college signees. Well, Jaden Pinckney says, well, I'll be one that will step up tonight. And he does it on the very first play of the 2023 season.
Wow. You know, we had a game like this at North Augusta a few years ago where the first play of the game ended up being the play of the year.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. What a way to start the year for that young man, just a junior.
And that'll be one of the themes of the game as we go along for Barnwell is youth.
Yeah.
And right now, the youth is taking them up 7-0. Nope, no good on the extra point. Sorry about that. 6-0. And so the Warhorses will take that, I would imagine. And before most people are even into their seats here at Blue Devil Stadium, the Warhorses have taken a 6-0 lead.
Definitely not the start Coach Lipsey and his squad wanted coming off a rough year last year. Again, this is a big rivalry game. It would have been, you know, you can make a huge statement tonight. Obviously, a ton of game left, but, man, not the way they wanted to start it, allowing Barnwell to get a special teams touchdown.
Barnwell has won the last 7 in this series, and last year, complete domination, 47-0, a Warhorse win.
Yeah, last year, of course, Barnwell had South Carolina's leading rusher, Tyler Smith, rushed for almost 3,000 yards, 46 rushing touchdowns as a senior last year. He now is at South Carolina State. A little more pressure this year will be on the quarterback, Cam Austin, but right now it'll be the defense we'll see as they're set to kick it off.
9 players from last year's Barnwell roster signed college scholarships. And again, a very young Warhorse team. Brian Smith in his first season as Warhorse head coach. Spent the last 4 seasons at Ridge Spring Minetta, as AB mentioned. 23-21 there, made the playoffs 3 years, the state championship game in 2019. And no stranger to this area, he's a graduate of Midland Valley. So now the Blue Devils try to answer. And it's Jamarian Kirkland up to the 29-yard line, across the 30. We'll give him the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Kirkland, a good-looking athlete before the game. Watching him in warm-ups, he's somebody they're going to count on both sides of the ball. Coach Lipsey likes to run the football.
He said before this season, they're going to run it, and then run it, and then run it some more. And then just when you're not expecting it, they might throw it.
Now the first play from scrimmage of the 2023 season.
It was Kirkland in motion. And not much on first down. Give him a yard.
Yeah, the key, Barnwell, you mentioned all those guys they lost, including their 2 leading tacklers who both went on to Limestone from last year.
In fact, Barnwell's lost its top 4 leading tacklers from a season ago. On the flip side, Coach Brian Smith pointed out he has 21 of 22 returning starters coming back next year.
Yeah, he said that, he's got some young kids that he's excited about. He's a man. He's you get on the phone with him and it ends up being an hour of high school football talk. It's so much fun.
And it's Kirkland across the 35. And we're going to see actually that was Jaquise Washington, I believe, junior running back. Going to bring up third and about long 2, short 3.
Williston not really far moved from a state title back in 09.
And it had been a long time between state titles for Washington or for Williston-Elko before that 2009 state championship.
Well, the interesting tie-in for all this is Dwayne Garrett. He was the coach on that 09 championship. He was the coach that took Barnwell to the state title game 2 years ago. And, of course, both these men have ties to the head coaches tonight.
Well, that's going nowhere. Looked like Tommy Reed. Nope. A.J. Morgan, a sophomore lineman.
Yeah, A.J. Morgan, number 99, with a nice play there.
That's going to be a loss of 3. And it'll be 4th down. The Blue Devils will have to punt on their first possession.
And Barnwell already up and should get decent field position.
Oh, boy.
I think
Catch the call.
Front.
Blue Devils pointing at the white shirts.
Yeah, I think the defensive end on the near side was offsides.
Do they go for this? They're still going to be maybe inches short.
Well, this would be a really gutsy call by Kenny Lipsy on your own probably 39-yard line. Go for it for 4th and 1.
Yeah, gosh, any other part of the game I do, but down 6 and first drive, man, I don't know, a tough one, but he's going to go for it.
Or will he?
It's almost a full 2 yards.
They will. And they will
Second
not get
effort.
it.
A second effort, I thought he might break free, but not able to do it.
Brought down by Jeremiah Edie.
Jeremiah Edie on the stop for Barnwell. Huge 4th down stop, and the Warhorses are going to take over at the Blue Devil 37-yard line, already up 6-0. So again, AB, just a tremendous start for Barnwell.
Yeah, big gamble there. I don't mind it. I like it, but yeah, big gamble. Now Barnwell has the ball. Obviously, you second guess because if they get it, you're great call. But this Barnwell team very dangerous. Now again, they are replacing a lot, but last year averaged nearly 40 points per game. They went 12-1. They put up a ton of points throughout the year. Cam Austin is back. He was the starter last year at quarterback, but they replaced their top receiver and top running back.
And Austin in all sorts of trouble and eaten up by black shirts at the 41.
It's a nice, what you want if you're Williston. They, bobbled the snap. And Austin brought down for a loss of about 3 or 4.
You mentioned Austin being the lone returning starter at quarterback. But boy, how do you replace Tyler Smith? You mentioned him earlier. I mean, just video game numbers last year, 2,900 yards rushing. And again, we said this during Border Bowl. I had to look it up and recheck it. 46 touchdowns.
And that's just rushing.
Just rushing.
Yeah. Over the 2 years, John, he rushed for over 5,000 yards over the last 2 years, 74 rushing touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns. So 78 TDs and over 5,000 yards rushing in 2 years.
It'd be fun to watch him at South Carolina State.
Oh, I think they got him a steal.
Meanwhile, the Warhorses face 3rd and a long 10 here.
10 now for the Warhorses.
Need to get inside the 30-yard line to about the 28, and that's not going to happen. And so a nice stop for this Blue Devil defense.
Yeah, through a little screen over there. And, last year, Clay Pender, they had he was usually the receiver they looked for when they did throw it. They didn't throw it a lot. That time they went to Logan Sterkel.
And Pender went to Erskine University to join his brother Craig, another former Warhorse great. They'll play for this fall. Austin hit as he throws, complete for 6, touchdown.
Wow.
Jaqueen Peebles.
We've already had 2 possible plays of the year because the quarterback took a shot as he threw it and was able to complete the pass for a touchdown.
We got a flag down, but I don't think the defensive player got off the field, so I think they had too many men on the field, so the touchdown should be good.
Jaquan Peebles.
The fact that Austin was able to get the ball downfield that far, taking that hit, pretty impressive. Because he got hit right as he let go of the ball.
And as usual, Nathan Edwards right on top of it.
He doesn't get many wrong. He doesn't.
Yeah. Let's not get his ego too big.
This was
week
Jeopardy.
1.
We could make some money off of it.
No, you're the trivia guru, not me.
Well, we'll see about that in the fourth quarter.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I'm going easy on you week 1.
I'm impressed, though. That throw.
Yeah, that was
under
a heck
that
of a
pressure.
throw.
Wow. And I know he had him wide open. I get that. But to be able to get the ball that far downfield, knowing you're about to just get blasted.
And Lane Evans, true on the PAT this time. And with 7:25 to play in the first quarter of the 2023 season, Barnwell up 13-0. The time of possession on that.
3:23.
And the touchdown pass was how far?
About 41, maybe.
I think it was 34, maybe?
Was it that short?
30.
Oh, that's right. He completed the other pass first. How long was the loss?
I feel like he threw it from right there.
Completed
Yeah.
the pass.
36 yards.
36.
There we go. Wait a second. Wait a second.
That's it?
How does it end in 189? I'm going to take a little artistic license here.
I mean, if you're just tuning in, where you been? Lots happened in the first 6 minutes of this football game, and Barnwell leads Williston-Elko 13-0.
Well, Bryant Smith has to be thrilled. You come in, you got a lot of young kids. You're replacing a lot of talent with a community that expects to win, expects to do well, and you get the kick return for a touchdown on the opening kickoff, and then on your first offensive possession, after your defense stuffs the other offense on 4th down, you get a long touchdown pass. For a team, again, they didn't throw it a lot last year. They didn't have to. And Cam Austin delivered a strike, and they are up by 2 now, up by 2 scores. There's Brian Smith on the far right side. And, folks, right now at McDonald's, you can get any size of your favorite frozen drink, like a new Hawaiian frozen punch, or any size McCafe iced coffee for only $1.89. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
You really sold that, man.
I watched the founder before I came.
He may or may not have stopped there on the way down.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
I'm
put
gonna
the
May.
over-under on
I'm
May.
going to go, yeah, did.
So a 36-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Austin to Jaquan Peebles.
I'm mad at myself, though. I didn't notice the frozen Hawaiian punch drink, or I would have definitely gotten it.
They'll be open on the way home.
This is a pretty good day to get one.
Would have been frozen very long.
That's true.
Oh,
He slips and falls.
Yep. Right now, nothing going right for the Blue Devils.
Touchdown by Jordan Peebles.
That was Carlos Drayton on the return for Williston-Elko.
Well, if you're Williston, you got a couple guys hanging the head, and there you go. I like to see that. One of the linemen coming over, that was number 70, Jonah Baker, who's only a 9th grader. coming over, patting the shoulder pads, telling him to get his head up. And, you know, it's early. You got plenty of time left. You don't want to see them hanging their heads already. But this is a game they've looked forward to all off season. Big rivals. They're right down the road from one another.
Yeah, only about a dozen miles separate these two campuses. So starting from their 14, Williston-Elko, and a nice tough run on first down.
Yeah, they're going to pick up nice yardage there, about 5 or 6.
Give him 5.
That was Washington, the junior.
You talk about the links between these two communities, these two programs. So Kenny Lipsey was the head coach at Ridge Spring Minetta from 2015 to 2018. He was succeeded there by Brian Smith, who is now on the other sideline for Barnwell.
And like I said, Lipsey used to also be an assistant for Dwayne Garrett, and Brian Smith replaced Dwayne Garrett here, so at Barnwell. So a lot of ties to Coach Garrett, to Barnwell, to each other.
Jamel Hicks on the stop for Barnwell.
I remember, one of my first years covering high school football. As a matter of fact, it was my very first year. Brian Smith was a rookie coach at Strom Thurmond, and he took them all the way to the championship game. They had a great team.
Would have been 1995.
That's exactly right. It was the year Josie won the state title on the Georgia side, and Strom Thurmond came very close on the South Carolina side. They had an electric offense.
Yeah, Brian Smith, no stranger to this area. Midland Valley grad, took Ridge Spring Minetta to the state playoffs 3 of the last 4 years, made the state championship game in 2019. Coached at the college level at North Greenville University in the early 2000s, and of course is our Border Bowl coach this coming January for Team South Carolina.
Well, he's taken 2 teams to the state championship game, and I know him as much of a fan of the game as he is. He would love to be able to, at some point before he finishes, get a state title, and I know he's hoping that'll be here at Barnwell. He really wasn't looking to move. He said the Ridge Spring Minetta, he really enjoyed the place, loved the people, thought it was where he would, retire, and when this Barnwell job came open, he just said it was too good to pass up.
Second and 8 for the Blue Devils. Line to make is the 34-yard line. And the ball is out at the end of the play. I think they're going to say he was down. Should bring up third and, we'll call it 4. Third and 4 from the 30. Pretty big third down early in the game here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Seriously doubt you're going to go for it again on 4th down at this spot on the field.
Well, you've had to play on this side of the field so far the entire game. If you can just put a few first downs together, give yourself a little confidence and try to build something, maybe come away with some points. But at least keep the football for a little while here.
And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, number 15.
No gain on 3rd.
Henri Creech.
There's always a Creech in this part of the world.
There's always. That is Henri Creech. Makes a nice play there.
We were told this week that it's not Henry Creech.
It is not Henry.
It is Henri.
Henri.
Henri was on Cheers, was the French character who was going to steal Woody's girlfriend.
Well, at least I know that wasn't the trivia question for me.
That's not the trivia question.
I would not have gotten it right.
Trying to draw them off sides here because this is really early.
Oh, man.
For this.
I can't imagine they're going for it here.
I thought they were going to try to draw them off the first time they went for it, so let's see. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
we're wrong again.
Oh, and this time.
This time it works out.
Nope.
Oh, what a play.
Kirkland, big gain across midfield. First down, Blue Devils into Warhorse territory for the first time.
That was a monster play by Kirkland, able to break that tackle. We thought he was going to have the first down, then he got hit, and we said, wait, he maybe not. But watch him at the very end, able to break this tackle and pick up the first down. Right here, he's able to just bounce off, and he got a good block. Nice run by Kirkland. Good-looking junior running back.
25 yards on the pickup and a first down for the junior running back.
The Lifelink of Georgia. First down.
New sponsor this year.
That's right.
Welcome, Lifelink of Georgia. So some life for the Blue Devils, speaking of lifelink.
First of 2 games for us this weekend.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this week for a long time. We've got this game tonight, and then tomorrow, one of the best rivalries, in my opinion, in the state of Georgia.
Yep.
As this is going to be barely back to the line of scrimmage. Jaquez Washington on the carry. Tomorrow night, we'll be at the Bear Den, Thompson and Burke County.
You can sum it up how big it is with this. Burke County beat Thompson last year 24-21, and then Thompson ran the next 14 to win the state championship. So if that tells you anything, it should be a fun night tomorrow night as well.
Bear Den, one of our favorite venues to travel to.
Yeah, first chance to see Franklin Stevens, the new head coach.
Yeah, I can imagine that. You won a state title, but you still lost us.
That's right. Oh, you think Michael Youngblood hadn't heard that a little bit? I am sure he has.
So our first look at the defending state champs, our first look at the new head coach at Burke County. Should be a lot of fun.
Ball's out.
Ball is out. Looks like Williston-Elko got back on.
Well, they had it.
No, Barnwell has it.
Williston had it, but that's one of those things where if you're the coach, don't try to pick it up. Just get on the football. And it looks like one of the linemen had a chance to get it for Williston, and he was unable to hang on to it. So Barnwell is going to get the football on the turnover.
At first glance,
yeah, it looked like
Carl Hines got on it for Barnwell, but
right,
we'll take a look.
Right there, it went behind his legs.
So that's when I thought Williston had it?
Yeah, looked like they were going to get it, but that is a big play for the Warhorses because Williston was moving the football a little bit on the ground.
Devarian Staley came out of it for the Warhorses. And so after the best possession of the night for Williston-Elko, Barnwell back on the march. And 5 yards on first down for Jaquan Peebles.
The little pitch forward to the receiver and a little bit of a jet sweep. You know, that's a new rule this year in the NFL. Quarterbacks cannot hand the ball off in front of them. So the whole read option thing is almost out the window, other than you can fake it to a person running back beside you or behind you, but not running in front of you.
And the other Peoples, Jordan Peoples, who is the leading returning rusher for Barnwell, 265 yards last year, 3 touchdowns. We talked about losing Tyler Smith. This is the guy that is going to get a boatload of the carries this year.
He did that, 265 yards and 3 touchdowns on just 42 carries all year because, of course, they had the workhorse for the Warhorses, Tyler Smith.
And he picks up the first down for Barnwell here. Austin to the air. Incomplete. So the clock stops with 84 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, he had Peebles out there. Ball a little bit underthrown.
It's a pretty good throw, though, thrown across his body. He didn't want to miss it where only his guy could get it.
Exactly. He threw it where either it was going to be a catch or an incompletion, no chance for an interception.
Well, they're going to depend a lot on his leadership this year.
No doubt.
Because everybody they lost, he got the chance to take a lot of reps as a sophomore, and now as a junior, he is the leader of this team. And he will carry, and he will pick up 6.
Well, and you know, they didn't throw it a lot. Like I said, only 88 pass attempts all year last year for him, but I think you're going to see him throw it a little bit more this year. That's the one thing I like about Coach Smith. He certainly has a philosophy like everybody else does, but he's definitely going to play to what his talents are. So like I said, they don't have a Tyler Smith. He would love to have that, but
everybody would.
Yeah. There's a few colleges that probably would that didn't get him.
Out of the gun, Austin.
Got him.
Overthrows his man, and that'll bring up third down.
Might have rushed that throw just a tad. Got a little excited. Saw him open. And
so Williston-Elko's gone for it a couple times on fourth down on its own end of the field. And with 46 seconds left here in this first quarter, Brian Smith will lead the offense on the field.
This one makes sense. I mean,
the punters can just, go to the concession stand and enjoy the rest of the evening. flag down, and while we catch the call, we'll go down to Kira Goldstein for our first Augusta Auto Auction sideline report of 2023. Kira.
Yeah, hey guys, when I got a chance to talk to Williston-Elko's coach, he said that containing quarterback Cam Austin was going to be one of the biggest things for them. As a junior, he's a powerhouse. He's already started off the game in such an amazing way, and he's probably going to continue to do that, but that's something that they are going to absolutely need to address if they're going to get some momentum moving into the second quarter. Guys?
Kira, thanks. Welcome to the crew. And false start on the Warhorses will back them up to the 39-yard line. Need to get to the 29, and not going to happen.
Like number 50 got him.
That'd be Caden Wright, a sophomore. There is a flag down, so we'll watch the call at the end of the play.
The 10th grader, Caden Wright, getting him from behind as Austin tried to take off and run with it. And they better be glad Wright got him because there's plenty of room to run. And, of course, we'll have to wait and see what the marker is.
Looked like it was a post-play penalty.
Blue Devils like it, or at least they seem to.
Results of the play is a turnover on downs. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 9. 15-yard penalty added to the succeeding spot.
You don't see that
First
that
down.
often. A personal foul.
On the quarterback.
On the quarterback.
Yeah.
15 yards, and it'll be a Blue Devil first down.
Last time I saw that was in Buffalo, New York, about a year and a half ago, watching the Falcons, and Matt Ryan scored a go-ahead touchdown, or what should have been, but was waved off for a taunting call. So the Blue Devils will take over with 36 seconds left.
So Williston, huge beneficiary here. They get the stop on 4th down. First off, it was a penalty that backed Barnwell up, made it 4th and long. Then they stop them, and they throw in the 15-yard penalty.
Second trip into Barnwell territory for the Blue Devils tonight.
Now they're able to slow down now and take a breath. Look, you got hit. You got hit a couple times, and now you've been able to move the ball a little bit. Your defense showed you can stop them. Now you got to get some points.
Likely the final play of this first quarter. And it's Kirkland. A pickup of 6 on first down.
On the stop, number 6, Rex Thomas.
Rex Thomas on the stop for Barnwell.
Another flag down, too, away from the play.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything, but these early season games, we tend to see a lot of...
Well, this one's a heated robbery because this was away from the play. I think some pushing and shoving. And
they want to nip that in the bud.
Exactly.
Kirkland's run a gain of 5, but let's check the flag.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 58. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. The down counts. It'll be second down.
It's from Ramon Robinson.
It's just a killer penalty. You got some momentum finally.
Yeah, and it's after the play again. Second down and 25 now.
Can we talk about the weather real quick? It's been 107 degrees all week. You want proof that God is a football fan? It is quite nice here for week
Not
one.
bad. If it was like it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whoa.
85 degrees.
You're welcome,
at kickoff.
John. I brought a little bit down with me from the Atlanta area for you.
We appreciate it.
It is always
more
a
of
little
it.
bit cooler up there.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right, so I was wrong. It wasn't the last play of the first quarter. This, for all intensive. No, it was. See, I was right. There we go. All right.
Mid-season form.
I am in mid-season form, baby. Let's go. 1 quarter in the books. 13-0. Barnwell leads Williston-Elko.
No other station covers more high school football games.
Second, what do we got, 25?
Get hype with the area America's #1 high school football television show.
Nathan's working on it right now.
11:35 p.m. on WJBF News Channel 6.
40, 39.
It's this guy, right?
What?
This Pinckney.
Pinckney had the kickoff, yeah.
Oh, well, who is that? Who is that? What's the name of the guy who's playing quarterback for them?
Quarterback is number 9.
Okay, gotcha.
Y'all paying me for all these endorsements tonight.
What's that?
Y'all paying me for all these endorsements.
There's a guy on the field. He'll give you a check.
Okay, hey, I need some royalties for that.
All right. Got it.
I see Adams came with his salmon shorts on the first week, man. That's a strong move. Strong move.
Yep. Doesn't clash with his hat at all. Williston-Elko facing second and a whole bunch as we begin the second quarter of play. They basically need to get to, what's the next town down the road here? Denmark? Blackville. They need to get to Blackville for a first down. And on play, it'll be Tyler Parker. Gain of 3.
Tyler Parker on the carry for the Blue Devils. Tackle made by A.J. Miller.
Hey fans, if you can't keep up with Game Night Live here in person or in front of your television screen, be a part of the action. Join us on Facebook at WJBF News Channel 6 Sports or on Twitter, or X. Either one, it's fine. You can call it what you want, just follow us on it. And then Instagram at WJBF6. And we have an injury here for,
well, you assume it's our
Williston-Elko.
first cramping of the year.
And we talked about the weather. It is nice, but it's still warm. And when you have these warm games, you tend to have a lot of these cramping issues. Corey Newman, a sophomore running back and linebacker, looks like he's fine.
Yeah, they're really high on him. They think he's got a great, great future here.
John will go ahead and sneak in the QBs by the quarter. For Barnwell, Cam Austin was 3 of 5 passing and for 42 yards and a touchdown. Also ran 4 times for 7 yards. And Tylen Parker for Williston-Elko was 1 of 1 for 4 yards.
Really impressed by Cam Austin in that first quarter.
Yeah, I was too. Like I said, I know I harped on it a lot, but that throw he made for the touchdown, sure his receiver was open, but he had a guy running full speed, blocked, and was able to stay in there and make the throw.
Bad snap, trick play, and Barnwell having none of it. And with absolutely nowhere to go and nowhere to hide is Peyton Rhymes.
Well, they were definitely going to try and throw it. Rhymes is one of the quarterbacks on this team, so it's not like he hasn't thrown it before. That was the plan for sure, but Barnwell not giving him a chance to get enough room to throw the football.
So 4th and 25. Going to go for it here, AB?
I don't think so. Henri Creech, by the way, along with Lex Thomas making the play there defensively. Creech already a couple of nice plays, but, yeah, you got to punt it away here and hope your defense can get a stop.
Yeah, how brutal that penalty was. You were in their territory. You had a good first down play, and then the next 3 plays after it, you lose 13 yards.
Yeah, and Barnwell should have pretty good field. Oh, and now a disaster.
Yep.
As the
bad
snap,
to worse.
And snap goes over the punter's head, and Barnwell's going to have it inside the 15.
1st and 10 War Horses at the 12-yard line of Williston-Elko.
Where the War Horses take over 1st and 10.
Now that is, think about the mistakes. We've had a turnover. We've had now, they were stopped on downs. This time they're stopped on downs with a fumble. a kick return for a touchdown. Those are the little things when you're trying to – I know Coach Lipsey's got to be frustrated because when you're trying to build a program back up, and especially when you're trying to beat a team that, comes in more hype than you, and especially a rival, you can't have those kind of miscues. I mean, you got to play seamless football, and they haven't done it so far in this first half.
And as if on cue, Coach Lipsey's going to take a timeout here and try to get his guys to regroup. First time out of the half for Williston-Elko.
Well, and he's going to be saying, no question, guys, we've got to come away with a stop. Somebody's got to step it up. Let's at least stop them and make them kick a field goal. But if we can get our hands on the football and return the favor on these turnovers, let's do it here. Because they're not, they've had a bunch of mistakes, but they're only down 13-0. If they can get a stop here and somehow get points before the half, then we got ourselves a ball game. But you almost can't let Barnwell get a TD here.
Talk about the connection between these two schools. We've talked about Lipsey replacing Coach Brian Smith, or Brian Smith replacing Coach Lipsey at Rich Spring Minetta, and now they're facing each other. How about Derek Youngblood, who was the head coach here at Williston-Elko from 2014 to 2019, now the athletic director for all Barnwell County schools. It is a family affair here and sort of a family feud, so to speak, on the field tonight as the Warhorses now 13 yards away from it. The carry's going to go to Peoples. Peoples trying to break loose, can't do it.
And a nice job staying with the tackle there. I believe that
Levi Dodson was in.
I think it was 51, Jamaris Mays. Oh, it was Dodson, excuse me.
Hey, we're here to name as many kids as we can, so let's put them all on television.
He did a good job staying with him there because it looked like Peebles had some running room if he could break that tackle, but he was unable to get away. That's a good start for this series if you're Williston-Elko.
It's only second down, a little early to wonder about it, but the Warhorses only attempted one field goal last year, so if you're wondering if this is 4-down territory, that's probably your answer. Another low snap.
Yeah, he's had to deal with several. Oh, nice play.
Austin eaten alive, and guess who? Jamarian Kirkland.
Yeah, Kirkland's been outstanding on both sides of the ball so far tonight. Made a great play there. That was one of those where Austin was going to make a fake, but Kirkland took a great lane and just nothing for him to do. So 2 negative plays there caused by this Williston defense.
Yeah, they've gone backwards 12 yards in 2 plays.
Not sure what coach told him in the timeout, but it's worked.
Well, they needed to get a stop, and right now they're looking very good. 3rd and really long here.
Austin over the middle, complete. That's into the hands of Trey Bowman, a junior, another underclassman for Barnwell.
Yeah, they're able to stop him right when he caught the ball, though, so
that's going to bring up 4th
and about 10.
Yeah, 4th, and they got to get inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line.
I'd watch them to come back to that play later in the game if they need it. They had both slants in the middle of the field, and they didn't even cover the slot receiver on the left side. Would have been an easy touchdown.
So it shows what I know. I said they probably won't attempt a field goal. Guess what? We're going to attempt a field goal.
New year, new call. Oh,
well,
penalty.
Hold the phone.
Lane Evans is the place kicker.
And he was 62 of 71 on PATs
Offense number
last
60.
year.
5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Think about that. He kicked 71 PAT attempts last year.
Wow.
So this will back it up to maybe a 36-yard attempt, approximately. And we're not going to attempt it. We're going to put the offense back on the field. So a chance for Williston-Elko for a big defensive stop as Barnwell started this drive deep in Blue Devil territory.
Yeah,
but as Nathan Edwards said, that is across the middle. It is complete to Kazir Wesley.
And I believe they're going to have it.
That's going to be
very
close.
Oh, is he short?
He's
yeah.
short. Yeah.
And he is short, so it'll be a
So there you go.
They went back
what a
to
stop
it.
for Williston-Elko.
Yeah, they went back to it, and it was open, but they get the stop right after the catch.
Blue Devil ball when we come back, 13-0 Warhorses. They did.
All right, Nathan, let's do it.
Maybe they won't guard that guy.
You said later in the game. You didn't say how far.
Does it, AB, do you have that one? Georgia National Guard, or is that me?
Oh, I can't hear them, so I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
All right.
I don't mind telling you what to do.
Yeah. If you tell me, I'll grab it. There we go. I put them in order, so I think we should be
perfection. Okay, we'll do it next kind of lull in play. Gotcha. We're at the 4. So right there you see Coach Kenny Lipsy rallying his troops. Coach Kenny Lipsy in a sort of a golf cartish type of apparatus. And for more on that, let's get down to Kira Goldstein with another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report.
Yeah, guys, I got a chance to talk to the sideline and figure out what was going on. Coach has actually been having some nerve issues. They're unsure what exactly is going on. He's going to be going in for further testing, and hopefully they can figure it out, operate or do something to help him. But for right now, if he takes more than a few steps, he's unstable on his feet. So he has been in that chair, but he's still a really powerful impact on the sideline. He's been talking to his guys every chance he gets, and he's really trying to turn around his team right now.
Kira, thanks. Remember AB Don Shula late in his career, riding up and down the sidelines on a scooter, and Coach Lipsy has been back and forth up and down this sideline throughout the game. And right now, his Blue Devils coming off that big defensive stop and now taking over.
Well, he called the timeout, and like Nathan said, whatever he told him worked because they were able to, get the stop, and they backed him up just enough on those two negative plays because Barnwell came right back with two completions, but they do get the stop.
You see the top left-hand corner of your screen, that sign that says, "Why not us?" That is the theme, the slogan of this Williston-Elko team as Coach Lipsy tries to rebuild this program. I believe it was Steve Spurrier that brought that to the University of South Carolina in 2005. Didn't really work out for him, but
you felt so good saying that.
I'm impartial, maybe.
You're impartial for the high school teams, not that, not at all.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. No, he's great for college sports. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
So here we go. It is second down.
Yeah, nowhere
not
to go
much,
there.
Yeah. This Warhorse defense is something.
And that's considering, again, they've lost, like you said, their top 4 tacklers from last year. Jaden James, Limestone signee.
No gain on the play.
Great work. That shot looks so good. It's hard to believe it's already football season.
I know. And we're just getting started, man.
Yeah.
We got another one tomorrow night.
We got 12 more after tonight over the next 13 games in 12 weeks. Not bad.
Said it at the beginning. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Well, especially for these kids. They've been practicing in this heat. They want to play somebody else. They're tired of hitting one another.
And that's what both coaches told us. And
Nice
no
play.
flag. Nice play. Just a nice defensive play by Jamel Hicks, who has made a couple of nice plays tonight.
Well, folks, the Georgia Army National Guard offers you so much more. What do you think? Get a degree with money for school, learn job skills that translate to the civilian world, make bonds that last a lifetime, and earn pride for life. When you become a Guard soldier, your family will thank you, your country will thank you, and your future will owe you.
And thanks again to all of our sponsors who allow us to put Game Night Live on your television screens each and every Friday night, and in this case Thursday night. And no matter what happens here, well, I would say no matter what happens, but Barnwell's pretty much sure to get some decent field position, and they will. Ball's going to go out of bounds at the good spot for Williston-Elko. It's going to go out of bounds at the 47-yard line. I thought they'd give an extra 5 yards.
Not
there.
a bad punt.
There is a flag back at the 30-yard line. So we'll keep it here and catch the call.
if Coach Lipsey's upset with a call, if he accidentally runs over an official's foot, is that an automatic penalty, or is he get a pass on that?
What if it's just an
Next play,
accident?
personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team number 7. 15 yards from the end of the play, first down.
Third personal foul we've had tonight already.
And what was already a pretty friendly spot for Williston-Elko is going to result in an even better situation for the Blue Devils.
We talked about Williston in this game could be worse than 13, but if you're Barnwell, you got to be thinking, if you're Coach Smith, we should be putting this team away right now because of the breaks we've had, and instead they're shooting themselves in the foot. Whether it's penalties, they've had 2 15-yarders. That just not being able to pick up, having the backwards plays earlier.
And the quarterback missed that guy wide open for a touchdown.
So they've had some miscues. He's going to have a lot to build on, even if they're able to hold on tonight and get the victory.
Warhorses will take over from their own 38-yard line. And we'll try to keep you apprised of the down and distance. We're not able to put that on your screen tonight. And it's Peoples. Pickup of 2.
Yeah, got a couple there.
Aim right in on the stop for the Blue Devils.
We're going to have Coach Smith in our very first game of the year. Of
and
the
in
season,
our very last
and
game.
our very last game of the season, as he is the South Carolina Border Bowl coach this year.
Along with Barrett Davis. Austin were able to get rid of it to Peoples. Peoples will pick up a first down into Williston-Elko territory across midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, the fans here at Williston thought they had a sack, and instead Austin's able to dump it off, and Peoples made the defender miss and is able to pick up nice yardage if you'll. Our instant replay there.
But just to close that thought on Border Bowl, Barrett Davis from Evans is the team coach for Team Georgia. Looking forward to that matchup in January, but we got a long way to go before we get there. Austin, off the bat snap, will pick it up and make something out of nothing.
Had to hold on to the football tight there as one of the defenders was trying to grab on it, rip it out of his hands. Cam Austin, there you see him, the junior QB.
Gain of 3 on the play.
And in my ear, I hear the dulcet tones of the Williston-Elko Marching Band, which reminds us the Eichels Law Firm halftime show is coming up with Kira Goldstein. A lot of special guests lined up. Ball is on the ground, and this time the Blue Devils have it.
Yeah, they've got it right at midfield. I believe, it was number 24 who jumped on
Corey
the football.
Newman.
That is the little sophomore, Newman. They really like him as a running back and a linebacker, and you'll see he was right there. Johnny on the spot.
Corey on the spot.
Again, it's those little miscues by Barnwell that's allowing Williston to hang around. And 4:45 left. If they get a score here, we got ourselves a great ball game heading to the second half.
Drive it down, get a score here. You get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah.
Hey, we got nowhere to be. We can play all night.
Well, until tomorrow.
Well, we got to be somewhere to be at 7:30.
Yeah.
But you're right, AB. Williston-Elko has dodged a lot of bullets here in the early part of this game, and score here.
A little counter there to, I believe that was
that Washington? It was Jaquise Washington. Pickup of 6.
I'm going to say Kirkland, but yeah, Washington, and that was a nice run. Nice play. They did a little fake pitch and a little counter.
Into Barnwell territory at the 44-yard line. So 2nd and 4, trying to get to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nowhere to go that time.
That was Newman. And he'll be dragged back near midfield.
Yeah, loss of 2 or 3.
It's a pretty big third down here as we get inside 4 minutes to play in this first half.
Yeah, going to be third down and about 6.
Loss of 1 on the play.
We'll call it a loss of 2. Make it 3rd and 6 from the Barnwell 46-yard line. The sun has now set here in Williston. The Barnwell sideline, or fan section, is no longer baking. Little misdirection on 3rd down.
Oh,
and
nice
the Warhorse is not buying it. And
Nice
specifically,
play.
I believe that was Gage Dix. It was.
Yeah.
Who snuffed that out.
Yeah, nice play there.
By number 11, Gage Dix.
And no gain on the play, 4th and
No
6.
gain on the play. 4th and 6 for the Blue Devils.
That's when you don't have much of a passing game. That's the problem, that teams can key so much on the run. You make your job so much more difficult.
What did Coach Lipsy tell us? We're going to run it.
Yeah.
Run it some more.
Well, we saw them try. They had a trick play called earlier. They just weren't able to get the pass off.
I would run it behind number 72.
Yeah, that might be a good plan.
Josu Garcia. And now, we'll have our second timeout of the half. Williston-Elko will call time, which gives us a second to check in on what's happening next week on The Dish.
Coming up this Friday on The Dish, Cindy from Sweetly Distressed is in the house to talk about changing the face of your cabinets. Plus, we have Vander Morgan Realty, and Dr. Charlotte Hand is also here to talk about skincare this Friday at 12:30.
Thank you, Anna. So, 2:14 left to play, first half. It's been a first half. It feels like it's been dominated by Barnwell, but you look at the scoreboard, it's only 13-0.
Yeah. Again, it's that old adage, the longer you let them hang around, the more they start believing they can beat you. And
Yeah, we had that big kick return to start the game, but the two teams have only combined for just over 130 yards of offense first half. So
well, if you think, a lot of that came on the big pass play too.
So Kenny Lipsy will keep the offense on the field. 4th and 6, line to make roughly the 40. And it's not going to happen.
No.
Peyton Rhymes on the carry, dropped for a loss of 1.
Yeah, nice play defensively. That was number 77, Jahillian Carter.
Speaking of large individuals.
Yeah, it's a big boy there. So Jalen Carter with the stop. He was fired up coming off the field, and Barnwell gets the stop and will get the ball back. So a little 2-minute drill for them, and I know regardless of the outcome tonight, this is something Coach Smith is going to love, this opportunity to be able to get that, and work on it and let some of the guys that haven't been out there, like last year, get some action in this little 2-minute drill.
Well, and again, now the script flips a little bit because
Yeah.
if you were Williston-Elko, you were thinking, hey, let's go to the locker room down 6 or 7. Now, if you're Barnwell, you got a chance to go into the locker room up 21-0, and they're going to go for it, trying for the jugular, and almost intercepted by Carlos Drayton.
Yeah, he had 2 receivers out there, but unable to complete it.
Second and 10 now for the Warhorses.
He threw that one up for grabs a little bit. Last
Good news
year,
for Barnwell is it does stop the clock.
Yeah, last year in 13 games, though, he threw less than 90 passes, did Austin.
This into the hands of Kazir Wesley.
Yeah,
Wesley
nice play.
will have the first down and then some. Clock will stop with 42 at the 42-yard line with 1:50 left in the first half.
Yeah, Wesley had the catch earlier on 4th down that was just short of the first down. Here with a nice run on our, and he picks up a lifelink of Georgia first down.
Pick up a 14 yards. into Williston-Elko territory. And another timeout. Not sure who called this one. We do have an. Looks like we got somebody shaking up a little bit, and it could be another cramping situation. Corey Newman has had such a great game for Williston-Elko.
Yeah, this time of the year, though, even though it's not quite as humid as normal, it's still pretty humid. And this time of the year, it just happens. You'll see as the year goes on, you'll see less and less, and by mid-season or more, you probably won't see any. But early on, you're going to see some cramping.
Well, you know, we talk about playing these games so early in the season and in the heat. This is the 100th year of Williston-Elko football. These two teams first met on September 28th of 1923, but 2 days earlier was the first game in Williston-Elko history against Aiken High School. Can you imagine telling these kids to go out and play 2 games in 3 days now?
Heck, some of them would probably want to do it.
Well, we did have, during the COVID season, didn't we have Burke County had to play like 3 games in 9 days or something like that?
They did, you're right.
So it's, it's not unheard of even in 2023. So Newman comes off the field. Newman, one of the big stars on this current Williston-Elko team. But we can't come to Williston without talking about maybe the biggest name to ever come through this program, and that would be Raphael Bush. Remember that one?
I sure do. Raphael Bush was incredible in high school.
There he is, class of 2005, played his college football at South Carolina State, where, of course, we were talking about Tyler Smith is from Barnwell this year. 9 seasons in the NFL with the Broncos, a couple of stints with New Orleans. I will not say the team name. I refuse to. Then Detroit and Buffalo. 3 interceptions in his career, including 1 for a pick 6. Raphael Bush, proud alum of Williston-Elko, and still comes back to the area and holds camps here.
Yeah, great player here.
False
after
start.
Dexter
Offense,
Staley,
number 60.
after him,
Five-yard
he
penalty.
kind of set the
Remains
stage.
first down.
Dexter Staley was the next big star that helped them win that title in 2009. Coach Garrett's son was the quarterback on those teams.
False start on the Warhorses, going to back it up to be 1st and 15.
Yeah, it's been a few years since we've been to Williston. Been a little while, and good chance to see them against their arch rivals to start this season off.
Always treated very well here.
And we appreciate both schools accommodating the Thursday night schedule. And I think Coach Smith, he just wanted to go ahead and play. The earlier the better. We'll play Wednesday if you want us to.
Well, he said they only had 4 practices outside in pads because of the heat and everything else that's involved with rules and such. And so, they were ready to get it going. So on 1st and 15, Austin running for his life, just trying to get rid of it, and he does.
I don't know if that ball got to the line of scrimmage.
I think are they talking about it now? Doesn't look like it.
The Williston-Elko faithful to our left,
they wanted
screaming for grounding, but the officials do not agree.
Well, talking about the heat, John, I'll say this: I just think it stays hotter longer this time of the year. The times, the seasons are just shifting to me. I think I can.
It's
see
summer all the time.
Well, no, honestly, I think we still have the cold temperatures and the cool weather. It doesn't get as hot as early, but it stays hot longer than it used to. So I would not be I'm a huge fan of maybe let's push the high school season back and start it maybe September or mid-September. And
I would agree with that.
I think you wrap it up, late November, early December. I would be a fan of that. I mean, mid-December after the SEC championship games in that range.
I would agree with that. And as somebody who loves cooler, cold weather, I think playing football in 95 degree heat is.
Well, I noticed it, when my son was going out with the summer working out with Lakeside, and I'm just thinking, it used to be hot, but it wasn't like this early. Now, it's not as hot now in April as it used to be. I think so. It gets cooler a little quicker maybe, but I just think if we push it back, it's going to be a lot better for we've got guys falling out from the heat. We've got the cramp. I just think it would be better just that month, a little bit 3 or 4 weeks later start.
Tell you what, I will let you carry a camera and tripod to 16th hole at Augusta National Golf Club next April, and then you tell me how hot it is.
Yeah.
We got to experience it a couple of years ago with the COVID year. We did start later, and it definitely liked it better.
So as the Blue Devils meet to talk about it, let's take a listen in to see what's going on next week on Jenny.
I'm Jenny Montgomery. Join me next time for an in-depth look at the United Way of the CSRA. You hear the words all the time, but do you really know what the agency does or who it serves? CEO Brittany Burnett breaks it down for us Tuesday at 12:30 on Jenny.
That's Tuesday at 12:30, right after News Channel 6 at noon. And so the Warhorses face 3rd and 15 from the 46-yard line. Flag down. Austin scrambles.
Ooh.
Whoa,
hit hard.
A big hit there at the end of the play.
Cameron Austin chased out of bounds by Caden Wright.
Caden Wright on the pursuit for Williston-Elko.
And then right here at the very end of the play, he takes a big hit.
There is a penalty.
Oh, he caught him up high. That could be.
Now the flag came in well before all of that. So let's catch the call.
Fourth and where it is, or illegal.
It was Justice Israel who made that big hit at the end of the play. But you're right, that's not the penalty, or it doesn't look like it at least.
There you see Coach Lipsy and his cart, scooter.
See, like right here, if you don't like the call, you just hit it real quick. Give it a little gas.
Well, sorry.
So this is where I definitely decline it because the other coach has already tipped his hand by putting the punter on the field.
Formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. That penalty is declined.
Yeah.
4th down.
Good call as always, Nathan. By the way, we've had under 2 minutes to go for about a week and a half.
4th down. Should be 4th.
Yeah, they've got 3rd down on the marker, but it should be 4th down, and now the officials noticed it. Now everybody's on the same page. So a Ken Nugent one call, that's all moment for Coach Brian Smith, and he's going to take a second to think about it. Nope, Williston-Elko is going to take a second to think about it.
Yeah.
And that'll be the final timeout of the half for Kenny Lipsy.
I don't think you got anything to lose. Try to come after this punt, you know? You don't usually do it as much at midfield like this, but you only have a minute 14. You're a running team. Odds are you're going to have not great field position. I just put one return man back and bring all 10.
Well, we mentioned our doubleheader to start this 2023 season. Tomorrow night we'll be in Burke County for Thompson and Burke County. Tomorrow night also the season premiere of Football Friday Night on WJBF News Channel 6. We had a preview show last Friday night, but tomorrow night will be our first full 30 minutes of high school football highlights. Brendan Robertson, Graham Lee. We'll have that for you 11:35 tomorrow night on WJBF.
We're going to a small college stadium tomorrow, right?
Burke County, I tell you what, that place is, we were talking about that before the game. Our setup, just in the press box, is better than I think you have at some small colleges.
Yeah, for sure.
And air conditioning. So the Warhorses will kick, and AB, they didn't listen to you.
They did not. Let's see if they can get a return of some kind. They're not going to. So they'll be stopped right at the 14-yard line, so maybe a loss of 1 on the return.
And with 64 seconds left, the Blue Devils will have to go 86 yards.
And Drayton, who was the return man, is limping a little bit. He's going to come out of the game.
Blue Devils take over 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
All right, 85 yards, fine. Well, what do you do here? You run out the clock and play it safe, or you try to get on the board?
I know it's crazy. I'm usually so aggressive, but I think with this offense, you run the clock out. I really do. Now, the question is, if you start doing that, does Barnwell try to, unless you break one, get a 1st down, Barnwell could stop the clock and get the ball back.
Well, that's going to get us inside the final minute.
And Barnwell does have a couple of timeouts left.
Does not look like Brian Smith is going to burn those.
He's going to let it run. And if I'm Williston, I'm happy to let it run too. Not in this position of the field with that offense, I would let it run as well.
And again, to Nathan's point, other than the opening kickoff,
yeah,
Williston-Elko is right in there.
And again, as far as scoring goes, the first 3 or 4 plays of the game, we get a couple of touchdowns, and then after that, nothing. The defenses, and really it's been the penalties and turnovers that have slowed everything down.
Should be the final snap of this first half.
Using timeout now after they took a knee.
Yeah, but I just
trying to force a punt.
Yeah, force a punt. They've already
block it.
Well, they've already snapped one over the punter's head, remember?
So with 16.1 seconds left.
See, that's the little subtle difference. You could have taken that first penalty, right, and had a lot more time. But by doing this, basically that's all he's caring about. He doesn't care about the offense getting the ball. He wants to go after a punt, it seems.
It's a little chess match there. I think.
Yeah.
They thought they were going to let it run out, so he just took a knee.
Eichel's Law Firm halftime show is coming your way after we took these last 16.1 seconds off the clock.
That's why I have so much respect for these coaches, man. The game, even at this level, obviously the NFL and college, but man, there's so many good high school coaches in this area that they're always thinking in game plan, and the assistant coaches in their ear. I love it. That chess match is fun to watch. I did hear one thing though interesting. Eric Parker, heard him on the radio, the former Burke County coach. Last year, we did the game on Game Night Live. They beat Thompson 24-21. Thompson had the ball on the goal line, and they stuffed them on a pass play. They had the wrong coverage. It was a busted play by the defense. Coach Parker admitted. He said, I'm not going to take credit.
Speaking of busted,
wow. Oh, my gosh.
I think the War Horses are on it.
Took a shot in the back.
Yeah, they got the football.
Come out of it with it. And the War Horses will take over inside the 5
that was a huge
with
hit.
10.5 seconds left. Wow.
Watch this hit. Right as he – and it was a busted play there.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Big hit there.
Clayton Zissett cleaned it up for the War Horses. And how about this turn of events?
And I think it was A.J. Morgan that got the fumble.
Well, that's why you call the timeout right there.
Brian Smith looks like a genius now as the War Horses are in the Murphy Auto Group red zone.
And you have time for a couple of plays.
Barnwell has 1 timeout left.
Yeah, you could run it and still call timeout, or obviously you can throw it here as well.
Austin will throw, or at least try to. Now he'll keep. Austin, touchdown, War Horses.
Yeah, smart play by the junior who got all that experience last year on a really good team. He didn't see anything, so he kept the football and ran it in for the score. You watch him. He was looking to throw the ball, and he looked at one read, and when he didn't see it, he took off. Smart play by the quarterback.
Well, you talk about a
deflator.
Just an amazing turn of events in the last 20 seconds of this football game.
Yeah, if you're Williston, again, you had the ball with a chance to go down and score, and now all of a sudden Barnwell gets it. You stop them, get the ball back, and now you fumble it. It's just been, miscues in this game are going to drive these coaches nuts on both sides of the ball, really. But Barnwell, hard to be too mad when you're about to be up possibly 20-0.
And Lane Evans.
Nope.
Misses for the second time tonight, but Barnwell will take it.
I mean, if you look at the positives, you probably played about as bad as you can in the first half. You gave up an opening kickoff for a touchdown. You have 2 fumbles that you've given up, and you're only down 20-0. It could be a whole lot worse.
So it is 20-0.
19
or 19 to nothing.
They missed
it. 19 to nothing.
Scoreboard's got it wrong as well.
Due to the 2 missed extra points. And we await the Eichel's Law Firm halftime show with Kira Goldstein. That is coming your way after this. Barnwell 19, Williston-Elko nothing on the first half of Game Night Live 2023. Halftime show after this. Yes, Kira. We went to break.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, I was watching you, and I couldn't tell if you were going to be able to get him or not. Okay, we can do that. No. Let's do Smith. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Fans, please welcome to the field the BHS Majorettes.
I'm going to run and grab another water. Y'all need anything?
No, I'm good. Thanks, man. What now? Yeah.
Which package is this? About okay. It's been a great game so far, but this is a storied rivalry. Let's take a look at these schools.
Let's go Big Blue.
You know, we want to, I told him we want to be like Noah and build the ark. Don't ask any questions. When he was asked to build the ark, he didn't ask questions. He just went out and built it. So that's what we want to do. And, our slogan is, why not us? Why not? Why can we not be successful at Williston-Elko? We have before, and we're trying to bring that back.
It's a deep rivalry around here. Football's a big thing in small towns.
I've told our kids all along, we got to handle what Williston-Elko is going to do. We don't need to worry about Barnwell or Allendale or anybody we play. We got to worry about us.
It's a rivalry that's been for many ages. Again, being so close to Barnwell, only 10 miles away. Of course, these are people that we grew up with and are friends with, family members on the coaching staff. We've coached with and taught with over years. So it's one that we feel strongly about and are happy to engage in any type of competition, whether it be through athletics or scholastic. Of course, we always want to come out on top. But again, it's one that we are grateful to be a part of, for sure. Even though right now Barnwell High School is in a separate school district than us, of course they go to the same career center. So a lot of our scholars and their scholars go out there and they are able to interact on a daily basis and, of course, kind of get the best of each other as far as athletics. So there's some bragging rights involved with that, of course. I think it does kind of enhance the rivalry for really all three schools in the county. Last year's game was, Barnwell had a very, very good team. Obviously, they came up a little short as far as the playoffs, but Coach Garrett had his staff running. They had a very good running back, and Coach Lucas came in and was trying to rebuild this team here, like we probably want him to do. They played hard. Of course, they came up on the short end, but there's no doubt in my mind that they gave all they had. I know they'll do the same thing this year as we compete against Barnwell and their new coach, Coach Smith. My favorite thing about rivalry games, of course, is winning, one thing, and having this chance to kind of, the bragging rights, like you said, and we are a close-knit community, like a small county, and these are people that we work with, our family members. So when you do able to get that little hands up, you can go out there and put your chest out a little bit more. And if you need to get on social media and brag a little bit, that's fine too.
I'm here with Andy Harrelson, the owner and operator of the McDonald's in Aiken and Edgefield. And Andy, can you tell me a little bit about how you got involved with McDonald's?
Sure, I can. So 16 years old, high school in Moultrie, Georgia. I started working at our local McDonald's when I was 16, so doing the high school thing and working at McDonald's was a great path for me. As you can see now, I'm the operator in the Aiken and Edgefield area, so it was a great path for me to start when I was 16 at high school at McDonald's.
We got some 16-year-olds out here on the field. We got kids involved. What is it like for you to be so involved in the community and helping kids now?
Oh, it's awesome. That's probably one of the most rewarding things about our job is working with our kids in our restaurants. We're teaching them life skills. We teach them how to take money, mop. A lot of people don't even know how to mop when they get to McDonald's, but that's one of the first things we teach them, how to sweep and mop, clean the restrooms, so we instill that pride into them, and of course, give back to the community, help our kids. We got 2 football players in Edgefield representing Strong Thurman, so we're just excited that we can provide a job for them while they're in high school, learn a skill, and be ready for the real world.
Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate what you do for the community.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to be here.
We'll be right back.
Well, he's a great. He hadn't done anything at the high school level in football yet. He's just been okay, but Coach Chivett said in 25 years of coaching, he's the quickest kid he's ever seen. He's been the point guard since he was a freshman in Greenbrier. He's a little guy that's fast as can be.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're still playing.
Oh. Yeah, let's do it, just so you can see them behind us.
They're done.
Oh, they're done. They're done. The band just finished. The band is done. The band is done. Okay, they said 1 minute out. We're trying to figure it out. I can talk. I'll just talk. I don't care.
You can talk about the game so far. The coach and the fired up kids.
Whatever. Great job, band.
Yes.
Let's give another round of applause for the Williston-Elko Marching Band. Your band captains, Blake Garrett and Gabe Refugia. Band officer, Seth Norn. And band director, Jessica Peel.
And then do you want me to toss to break? Okay. It's been a very exciting game so far, a lot going on. I got a chance to talk to Coach Lipsy before the game, and he said that one of the biggest things was going to be containing that quarterback, Cam Austin. Now, it hasn't fully happened for them, but they are at halftime right now, and we'll see what they have to say when they come back. We're very curious to hear what his message will be to the team at halftime. And then we have the Barnwell side. And Coach told me on his way into the locker room that he's very pleased so far with everything that's been going on. He's a relatively quiet coach. I was on the sideline. His quarterback is very loud. His assistant coaches are very loud. His guys really cheer each other on and rile each other up. So he's been relatively on the quiet side this evening. But we're very excited to hear what he has to say. We'll be hearing from him as we come out of halftime. For now, I'm Kira Goldson on the sideline. We'll be right back.
The full screens that Nathan has populated.
No idea what I just said. I blacked out.
All right. What's that?
This is just practice.
You do see everything?
Or you put the stats up. Okay.
Can't hear everybody, but let me see. Somebody's texting me, I guess. Let me find out. Well, there's no scores because there are no games. Yeah, just more of the other. Let's see. Yeah, we probably shouldn't even have the zeros on there, but I don't think there's a way to get rid of them.
Yeah, we could just
play the
game for tomorrow night if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's fine. Is Kira done? Is the halftime show over?
It's Waynesboro.
With 10 minutes left? All right, we got to work on that going forward. That's what we try to avoid.
They are in alphabetical order, thankfully. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep.
Yeah.
No, she's trying to mess me up and watch them order.
Yeah, I'll when I see you go to talk to get him, I will throw it down to you. Let him talk for 7 minutes. And no, he definitely can. All right, I have no idea where we're coming back to, so we'll just find out together. Okay. Michael's Law Firm halftime show continues from Williston, South Carolina, where Barnwell leads Williston-Elko 19-0 at the half in the 58th meeting between 78th. I cheated him 20 years. 78th meeting between these two arch rivals. Only game in town tonight, but AB, we got a big schedule on tap tomorrow night.
Yeah, we had already mentioned, of course, Game Night Live. We've got a great matchup, obviously, with Thompson, the defending state AA champions, traveling to Burke County, but there are some other tremendous games around the area. Bryan County and Lincoln County going to be a really good one, and boy, Laney Strom Thurman, really exciting game there. Laney with Carl Holmes and Strom Thurman with Braylon Staley. Midland Valley at Grovetown should be a really highly contested game with Travion Dunbar for Midland Valley. Then you got Jefferson County Aquinas, Lakeside at Aiken. The Evans-North Augusta game should be a good one. North Augusta now with Beans Hunt. Excited to see him over there. And then Greenbrier at Harlem as well. And both of those teams having to replace a lot, so we'll see who will step up this year for those two squads in Columbia County.
So that's tomorrow night. And of course, you can watch us live from the Brickyard on Game Night Live, but you can also tune into Football Friday Night for highlights from all of those games. And now it is time to check in on our halftime stats with our handy-dandy new bells and whistles scoreboard, AB.
I mean, I'm in love with this thing.
Used to, we just sat here and talked about it. Now you can actually see it for yourself.
Well, of course, 19-0, and the stats sort of bear that out. 92 passing yards for Barnwell, including a long touchdown to just 4. On the rushing side, a little surprised, Barnwell with only 12 and Williston with 34. Turnovers 2-1, but that Williston, you could count maybe another one on fourth. They've lost a couple on downs. And time of possession, that is a big key. It could be a lot worse in this game, but they've had the ball for almost 14 minutes. Penalties, really impressive for Williston. Just 2 penalties in the first half. For Barnwell, 5 penalties. But in all, we've had 3 15-yarders combined, which you don't like to see if you're the coaches. You can live sometimes with the 5-yarders, but those 10 and 15-yarders are backbreakers.
And, of course, right there at the end of the half, there's just disaster for Williston-Elko.
Yep.
Could have gone into the half down just a score. Instead, now down what amounts to 3 scores.
And there you see some of the Barnwell faithful. As I was driving in, I saw just a wall of red coming in. They support their war horses. They've been a good program for a long time. Had a little ups and downs, but they've had great support and a great program going way back. As a matter of fact, back in the 80s, they had Shelly Hammonds, who went on to play at Penn State and played briefly in the NFL. Brew Pender, who was a standout player at South Carolina. Those two were outstanding football and baseball players here in this program, and good to see that Pender name carried on too. I think it was Brew Pender, who about my age, but his nephews were the 2 Penders that recently played here, and both are playing now on the college level at Erskine.
I wonder if that person, you see that house behind the stands over there across the street?
Yeah.
If you're watching in that house, just come wave at us.
Yeah.
Say hi. We'd love to hear from you.
Why not just get a lawn chair up on top of the house and enjoy the game?
You don't have to buy a ticket. It's a great place to live. Let's take a look at how we got here. Where it's again 19-0 Barnwell as we await the second half kickoff, which will be received by the Williston-Elko Blue Devils, by the way. And we'll take a look and see how we got to this juncture. And it all began in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was the long pass. Cam Austin took a big hit, but he was able to deliver the pass on the money for the touchdown to Peebles.
Yeah, and of course, after the opening kickoff was returned by Barnwell.
Yeah, and that's where we were at 13-0, 1 missed PAT, 1 made. And Williston kept it on the ground for the most part the entire half. And Kirkland here with a nice run. You'll see him break this tackle right there. He was able to pick up a big first down early on in the game. And Kirkland was one of the standouts for Williston. And
as you mentioned, Williston-Elko not having a problem moving the ball. It's just punching it into the end zone.
And here was a nice play defensively. Mentioned Kirkland. He had the run, and there he has the sack. And there they looked like they were going to get the sack, but a complete pass instead. And it was a nice one to number 13, Wesley. And Wesley had a couple of nice plays in the first half.
And, boy, we really thought things were going to turn around here for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, the fumble. Corey Evans got it, but they were unable to do anything. Barnwell comes right back. Here's Wesley. We mentioned him on the screen. And here he is with a nice run. Yeah, Barnwell, again, going to the air. And this time, Austin takes a shot right here. Is unable to get rid of the football and took a real big hit there at the end of the play. They probably got away with a hit to the helmet.
And then that was bad to worse for Williston-Elko.
Yeah, that was the big play there.
Right before the half.
Yeah, number 44, Zizette made the play, and then A.J. Morgan grabbed the fumble. And then Cam Austin thought about throwing, then he decides to take off and was able to get into the end zone, fight off a tackler there, and that's where we stand after the missed PAT. 19-0, Barnwell on top.
And we anticipate hearing from Brian Smith, the head coach of the Barnwell Warhorses, as they come out of the locker room to start the second half. About 4 minutes left in halftime, and then they'll get a bit of a warm-up period. So we'll keep it right here for the time being at the Eichholz Law Firm halftime show. You know why this town exists, AB?
I don't know.
Do you know why the city of Williston is where it is?
I can't tell you. I hope that's not anything
that is
to do
not,
with the trivia.
So for those of you who are not, for those of you who, there's a lot of people parked at that house too, so they're having a party. Y'all are watching. Anyway, so we have every game in the fourth quarter, America's favorite game show, the Stump AB trivia question. And last year you did really, really, really well.
See, I think I've done bad I did good like a long time ago, and it seems like the last few years I've done terrible. Is that not true?
I thought you did pretty well last year.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll
take
that
up to the
I'm not going to argue.
Side. But
if you say good, I'll take it.
I do feel like, and Nathan and I rode together to the game tonight, I do feel like that I have sort of am going easy on you week one. There's already been a hint embedded earlier in the broadcast, so we'll see. But so stay tuned for that in the fourth quarter, the Stump AB trivia question.
Yeah, and we've already set a target for you. We want 75% this year, AB. We want over 75%, or you owe John and I something.
Yeah, I like that because it's a win-win for us. I mean, we don't have to do anything.
Yeah, either way.
We don't have to do anything.
Yeah, that's the dumbest bet that I'm going to agree to, but I will agree to it.
19-0, Barnwell leading Williston-Elko, this rivalry that dates back 100 years to September of 1923.
Yeah, I was doing some research on, for just the games coming up, this one and, tomorrow and then some others. It's amazing to me looking at the teams that like this rivalry going back to 1923, and, you look at Thompson and Burke County, and if you go back to Waynesboro High School, those teams have been playing like 100 years. Just it's so crazy to think about that history and how rich it is.
Yeah, and by the way, history repeats itself. Williston-Elko didn't score in this rivalry until 1936, and they're scoreless at the half here.
And they've had a couple of nice runs, but they've been unable to really put a drive together. As a matter of fact, the only real movement they had other than that one nice run was some penalties by Barnwell. They've got to somehow get some room for some ball carriers in this second half, and because now it's not about ball control. Now you got to get some points on the board if you really are going to try to win this football game.
The Warhorses are taking the field, and Kira Goldstein is down on the field with head coach Brian Smith. Kira.
We're moving. We're going to talk in just a second. We're walking and talking. Coach, can you tell me what you're particularly pleased with? I mean, your team came out just about as strong as a team can.
Yeah, we started out great, and unfortunately, we're really young, and we just got to let that. We thought we'd done everything, and kind of like we were on third base, and we thought we hit a triple, and really we kind of had a couple big breaks and caught one there at the end. But we just told them halftime we're going to make up for the mistakes we made, continue to do what we coached. I mean, I told John this week, this is like our seventh day outside in pads for the whole year. So we're still learning, and we got a bunch of kids that didn't play a lot last year. So we're trying to get that going, and we're playing well, got a little lead, just got to keep playing and keep doing the same things we're doing.
You mentioned youth, you mentioned learning. Talk to me about Cam Austin, because I was on your sideline, and it seems like he's really stepping up into that leadership role.
Yeah, he's got to do all that stuff for us. He's got a lot. We've talked all week. He's got a lot of freedom. You know, we're giving him a run look, a couple pass, sometimes 2 pass concepts in the same play, and we're trusting him to make the right decisions. And he's done a good job with that, pulled it down there and went and ran. You know, heck, on the 4th down play, if he doesn't get tackled that last guy, he may score from 40 yards out. So we got to have that every week from him.
Thank you so much for the time, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you to Coach Smith. Thank you, Kira. And Barnwell leading 19-0. We will get set for the second half kickoff. Williston-Elko will receive when Game Night Live continues. Thanks for watching the Eichholz Law Firm Halftime Show. We can do it after the kickoff. All right.
I brought me a towel thinking I needed a little bit in the first half, but it's not been as bad this second half.
Next week on the halftime stats graphic, I'll put, in place of 4, I'll put a dash so it looks a little bit better.
We live and we learn.
Oh, man. Look at that last text.
I think we'll be okay. They will reset it for 3, though. Barnwell Warhorses are back on the field and getting ready. And with a 19-point lead at halftime.
Yeah, Barnwell coming off a 12-1 season, but they had to replace 9 players who have moved on to the next level to play at the college level, and that's monstrous. And not only were they 12-1 last year, they had a brilliant year the year before. You know, this was a Barnwell team that I thought going into the season last year probably had the best chance of anybody in the area to win the state. I thought Thompson had probably the second best. Thompson, of course, wins it. Barnwell went 12-0, and then finally in game 13 they were knocked out in the state quarterfinals. But it was a great run for Coach Garrick. He decided to move on and take the Aiken job. That opened up a spot, and Brian Smith was selected as the new coach here, and you can feel his excitement about these young guys. He knows it's going to be tough at times this year with the young players, but that's a challenge he enjoys.
Yeah, and good question by Kira talking about the leadership void that those players left when they left Barnwell after last season. And, of course, Cameron Austin stepping into that leadership role. This is a Barnwell team that only has 1 senior starter. 1.
Yeah.
That's right tackle Slayton Ragsdale. But as we mentioned at the outset of the broadcast, that's maybe bad news for this year, but these guys are getting so many reps, and next year, 21 of 22 starters coming back for Barnwell.
And one thing I'll say about Coach Smith's teams, if you look at it, the year that they went into the state championship with Ridge Spring Minetta, they lost 5 games. His teams seem to get better as the year goes on. So I think the miscues you're seeing now, they clean that stuff up, and if they can find somebody to develop as a running back, you know, maybe this is a different team when we see them late in the year. And we're saying all this, and they're up 20-0.
So we'll see what Kenny Lipsy told his Williston-Elko Blue Devils in the locker room as they get set to receive the second half kickoff. This is a Williston-Elko team, just 1 win a season ago. And Lipsy trying to build a foundation here in Williston and get them back to the level that they were, 14 years ago when they won the state championship in 2009.
And they had a good run from really the early 2000 to that point till about 2010. And then they just graduated some great players, fell on some hard times, and you know it goes in cycles. It's very tough. Even the Thompsons of the world go through those stretches where they struggle.
Lane Evans will get us underway here in the second half.
Get on the ball, get on the ball.
And the Blue Devils will start from the 27-yard line.
Yeah, it was that little kind of pooch kick. And
well, we have a second, John. We'll go ahead and get in the QB by the quarter, for the second quarter. So Barnwell's Cam Austin rushing has 8 attempts for 6 yards and a touchdown now that run right at the end of the half. As passing, he's 7 of 12 for 92 yards and a touchdown. And then on Williston-Elko side, we definitely have quarterback Tylen's definitely one of 2 for 4 yards and an interception. Excuse me, not an interception. He had a fumble, and then he's three rushing attempts for a -5 yards.
And always we appreciate Culpeper Ace Hardware, one of our long-standing partners on Game Night Live. Glad to have them back this season. And nothing doing on first down for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's what you love to see, the gang tackling and all those names we've been calling out throughout the game. It seemed like they were all in on that play. It's a terrific job by the defense there from Barnwell. Leading the way, it was number 44, Clayton Zizette. Also number 15, Henri Creech. He's played a good ball game tonight for this Barnwell defense.
You just like saying Henri.
Oui, Henri.
But both of us would have said Henry if Coach Smith hadn't told us this.
No doubt, 100%.
So
I just
second
called
and 13.
No, I would have just said Creech.
And again, always a Creech, one of the storied names in this Barnwell program.
And that goes back in almost every sport, almost every year.
Got a Creech that holds a Border Bowl record.
Yeah, Dalen Creech, great receiver.
Broken up by Lex Thomas from the Warhorses.
And I remember back a few years ago, they had a couple of Creeches that were outstanding basketball players at Barnwell as well.
And an early big third down for Williston-Elko.
Yeah, again, you've got to get something going offensively, if nothing else, to flip the field a little bit and quit giving Barnwell such good field position.
Well, that was just the third pass attempt of the night for Williston-Elko. And only one has found the target. There we go, 3rd and 13.
Flag with the play.
And flag comes in.
The Atlanta game against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, shoot yourself in the foot there. You already had 3rd and long. Now it's 3rd and longer.
That will drive Kenny Lipsy nuts.
Yeah. So they go from 3rd and about 13 to 3rd and 18. And again, when you're already struggling, your passing game is almost non-existent. 4 yards passing in the first half.
Boy.
And now fumble. And another turnover.
Well, the good news is Williston-Elko got on it.
They can get a Barnwell for a late hit there.
Yes, that's going to be another 15-yard penalty on Barnwell. So they'll still have great field position, but not inside the 10-yard line.
Hayden Pierce a little too eager here. No, he didn't get the late hit. It was Zizette who came in late. Pierce was on the coverage.
If you're going to dive there, you got to dive like you're going for the ball.
15-yard penalty
on
from
top
the end
of the
play.
quarterback.
Spoken like a guy who's gotten a hit on the quarterback before.
Yeah. At least fake it. Well, they're still going to have great field position because that's another poor snap they had, or poor exchange. That one, the snap didn't look like it was high like the others on the punts. Again, you're going to see some miscues early in the season. This is the stuff that these coaches, good teams, start to clean up as the year goes on. But tonight, both teams with a lot of miscues.
Yeah, should be 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and about 15. And Barnwell should have great field position.
Yeah, they should.
Jaquan Peoples
standing
at midfield to receive.
That penalty helped. It was a lot worse situation, but that penalty certainly helps Williston a little bit.
Good bounce for Williston-Elko.
That's another punt with a great roll.
Peoples will watch it roll dead at the 37-yard line. And that's where the Warhorses will take over for their first possession of the second half. Leading 19-0, 10-14 to play in the third.
Yeah, so they'll have it at the 43. And again, that's the second punt tonight where he had just that great roll. The ball lands flat and just spins and rolls.
Yeah, net 35 is not too bad in high school football.
Yeah. Cam Austin. See what he can do here. Ball at 43, 1st and 10 for the Warhorses.
Austin joined in the backfield by Peoples, and Peoples will be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Williston's done a really good job against the Barnwell running game. They've held Barnwell down running. Really, Barnwell, other than the one big pass play, Barnwell hasn't done a lot on offense. But defense and special teams have really done it tonight for the Warhorses for sure. Now they bring in Zazette to give them a bigger blocker, kind of in that H-back role.
Ben Adams on the tackle for the Blue Devils. So 2nd and 10. We'll try it again and again. Williston-Elko equal to the task.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, their defense has done pretty well tonight.
I believe it was Adams again leading the charge.
Only 70 yards of offense if you take that pass out of it.
Yeah. And again, most of that's through the air. They haven't really been able to run the football at all.
Well, get a pretty good spot. It's going to be really close. I think he's about a half a yard shy on 3rd down. And if I know Brian Smith, we're about to have a go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
4th and a long one.
Big play for the Williston defense.
Huge play for the Blue Devils.
I think as much as they've struggled running the football, Coach Smith wants to see if they can get a 1st down when they need to.
Peoples has the 1st down and then some to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that's the best blocking, the best surge by that offensive front that we've seen on a play so far tonight running the football. Look at they just clear that hole out. Easy 1st down pickup.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line.
What quarterback wouldn't want to play in a system where they're given that much autonomy to, do what they want to do and to kind of make those reads? It takes a lot of smarts to do that, but again, put that in the hands of a junior tells you what they think about him.
That's Trey Bowman.
Yeah, Bowman.
Taken down at the 37.
It was kind of awkward at first. I didn't know if he even caught the ball, but he was able to pick up some yardage after the catch. So it'll be 2nd and about 5. They use the defensive end, Zazette, sort of as a fullback / H-back, kind of run behind him a lot. But again, Williston's been able to stuff the run for the most part. Although right now Barnwell does have a pretty solid drive going.
2nd and 5 from the 39. Peoples with a hole. Peoples in a foot race.
Wow.
Peoples. Touchdown, Barnwell.
Just as I said, Williston was doing a great job against the run. Peoples takes it 39 yards for the TD.
He only had 24 yards rushing before that.
But that was more yards than they've had the entire game. Yeah, by 15 yards. And a great burst of speed when he did get in the open field. And the quarterback, Austin, was trying to keep up with him. So Barnwell now trying to put Williston in a very precarious situation for a team that does not strike quickly.
And that's a great point, AB, because when a team that doesn't throw the ball a lot, you're going to have to probably start.
Well, you start getting out of your comfort zone, having to do things you're not used to doing, and that just puts you in a worse situation sometimes.
Lane Evans, true on the point after. And with 7:23 to play in the 3rd. 26-0. All Barnwell on Game Night Live. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plays, 57 yards.
Back in the day, you'd see those on the NFL sidelines, like Joe Montana talking about.
We can call the house over there.
And a warm welcome to our Barnwell County Consolidated District Superintendent, Mr. David Corder, who is in attendance tonight.
They might just charge for parking, yeah. Barnwell marches 57 yards in 6 plays, takes 2 minutes and 51 seconds off the clock, and the 39-yard touchdown run by Jordan Peoples has given the Warhorses a 26-0 lead early here in the third quarter.
First chance for us to see Peoples' speed because he's been stuffed pretty much all night, but man, he got in the open field and he can go. Great run there. Again, that drive was the best we've seen the Barnwell offensive line look this game for sure. There were several plays where there were just big gaping holes to run through.
And now, if you're Kenny Lipsy, where do you go? Where do you turn to get an offensive spark?
Yeah, I mean, Kirkland's giving him a little bit, but you can key on him so much if you're Barnwell. You know, you got to try something. Like I said, though, you get out of your comfort zone sometimes, and that just magnifies the problems.
Oh, that'll help a little bit for Williston-Elko.
Well, that's the one thing Brian
offside.
Smith's going to be able to preach, all the miscues and mistakes, and, you know, the snaps have been low tonight. They've got a lot of, you know, several 15-yard penalties. Those are the things he's going to be able to preach on and kind of, looks like they're going to pick up a win tonight, barring something crazy, but
oh, he's going to really be mad that you said that.
Plenty to work on, though.
Short kick. And the Blue Devils will have it at the 35-yard line. Well, as Coach Smith told Kira at halftime, this is only the 7th time they've been in pads outside. So, you know.
Well, between the heat and really the new philosophy on not wanting to get players hurt and, you know, different things, you know, coaches less and less hitting. There's more of the cerebral side of practices. But I loved hearing Eric Parker. It was almost a throwback. Eric Parker saying, you know, you can't control the size of your team or the speed of your team or the athleticism. You can control how hard they go at it, the aggression, the physicality. Those are things you can control, and that's the way he wanted to coach his football teams, and that's what he thinks both Coach Youngblood at Thompson and Coach Stevens, the new Burke County coach, are going to do.
That's what we did, the Game Night Live team. Both of our practice games were rained out, so we went with a more cerebral approach this year as well. We'll see how it works out. No gain on first down, second and 10.
I'll tell you what, knock on wood, the crew have done a great job so far tonight with everything. It's looked great. The shots look great.
And we always, you know, we joke about it, but, you know, it was not, it's nice outside right now.
Oh.
It was not nice earlier, and they've been out here all day to set up this broadcast, and they'll be right back at it early tomorrow in Waynesboro to get ready for Burke County and Thompson.
I was telling some folks about that, and there's a player down on the field, injured.
So we'll have an injury, and that's not what you want to see if you're Williston-Elko. That is Jamarian Kirkland. It is, and he has been the straw that stirs the drink tonight for the Blue Devils.
And I was telling, though, that people don't realize what goes into this broadcast, and it's not me doing it, of course. I just show up and run my mouth. But the crew, they get out here so early. They put in all that work to make the games great. Then they have to stay after the games for a long time. And there's no breaks, 13 straight weeks. Oh, and by the way, they're doing their day job before that, you know, the regular jobs too. So
we'll pass their names along to you as we move along during the game, get later into the broadcast.
Everybody except Adam Karstens.
Well, of course not Adam Karstens.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a little bit tonight, but very rarely does he. He's our red cap tonight.
Yep.
Trust me, he gives as much as we give it to him.
Well, while we take a look, and it looks like hopefully it's just a cramp. It looks like they're working on the lower part of his right leg. Let's hope that's all it is, again, with it being so warm out tonight. While they tend to him, let's take a listen in to what's going to happen on Local Living next week on WJBF.
Hey guys, I'm Anna Christina, host of Local Living. Be sure to catch us every Saturday at 9:30 to find out what's happening in the CSRA.
Local Living, Saturday morning at 9:30 on News Channel 6.
Anna Christina does a great job for you guys.
I was going to say AB never misses an episode.
Well, she is a former Miss Texas.
That is correct.
Back in 2011. And her husband played a little football.
He did.
Ryan Bowers, he played at Greenbrier, played at Presbyterian, and played several years in the Arena Football League, had some time in a couple of NFL camps.
Spent a little time on Game Night Live.
He sure did, yep.
And on was it The Bachelor or The Bachelorette?
The Bachelorette.
In his previous.
Yeah, in his
well before Anna.
Before Anna,
yeah. Yes, of course.
Matter of fact, he had maybe arguably the best line in the history of that show. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I think that ended his stint on the show.
Well, Jamarian Kirkland is up on his feet, but not able to put a whole lot of weight on that right leg, it appears.
Yeah. He's had a nice effort on both sides of the ball tonight for Williston. You certainly.
Yeah, that's a shame because he was having a nice game and
had a sack earlier. Got the longest run of the night for Williston.
It does not look like a cramp. So we will hope for the best for Jamarian Kirkland, because he is somebody that these Blue Devils are going to be hopefully be counting on the rest of this season.
Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. The reason that looked different to me than the cramps, because the official immediately started telling him to bring somebody out, so he could tell the player was in a lot of pain.
As they take him to the sideline, we'll step aside.
I wake up to the daylight, it's my morning in Augusta. Love to see your smiling faces, and it's 3, 2, 1. Something about the morning makes you feel good now. You know that I love you. Good morning, Augusta. Something about the first light makes everything alright. Let's see where it takes us. Good morning, Augusta.
Where should I walk? Right here? Is this good?
Yeah, you can walk right there. This is your show. Do whatever you want.
You walk in.
It's live with Kelly and Mark. Every weekday morning.
Weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6. The CSRA's favorite news app is now even better with easier access to local news, weather, and streaming video. Download the News Channel 6 mobile app. Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller, weather coverage you can count on.
3rd and 15 and disaster for the Blue Devils, and a huge play for the Warhorses, and now Barnwell appears to have an injury.
Well, Zizette got the fumble, but as he's running with the football after the play, it looks like maybe he turned his ankle. And getting up a little gingerly if he gets up here. All right, could maybe not ankle. It might be a cramp too. Yeah, it looks like a cramp for him as well.
So Zizette is down now, and the Barnwell staff will come out and tend to him. This is what we kind of expected more so in the first half. But as they get in later into the night,
getting tired.
Early season games.
It's so hard to stay hydrated enough, and coaches have tried all sorts of antics, pickle juice.
I was going to bring up the pickle juice.
I drank mine on the way here. I don't know about y'all, but
well, you haven't cramped up yet.
Not yet, not once.
Kira Goldstein reports from the sideline as we go back to the previous injury with Jamarian Kirkland. They're working on his knee area. He was helped to the sideline, and he's now sitting on the grass.
Well, Zizette is walking on his own. Looks like he's going to be okay.
So that's good news.
Well, he caused the fumble earlier, a big play at the end of the half, and now he picks up the fumble here in another disastrous play for Williston-Elko. Again, just these mistakes just compounding what has been a rough night.
Barnwell won this game 47-0 a year ago.
And if you look at the stats, it doesn't look too crazy because they pretty much held them in check running the ball except that 139-yarder.
Austin to the end zone.
Going for the jugular.
Touchdown.
Yep.
Logan Sturkle.
Now Sturkle with the second touchdown pass of the night from Cam Austin. So he's got a rushing touchdown, 2 passing touchdowns. And that was just a perfect throw, and the receiver just wide open.
24 yards on the pitch and catch from Cameron Austin to Logan Sturkle, and Barnwell pouring it on. Still a lot of time left here in the third quarter.
Well, he only threw the ball 88 times last year. He was 50 of 88, but of those 50, he had 13 touchdowns, and he's already started with a couple of touchdown passes tonight.
Lane Evans again with the point after. Yeah, Austin threw for 92 yards and a touchdown in the first half. He's added another touchdown pass here in the second half, and making an early play, I would say, for our McDonald's Offensive Player of the Game. We'll be awarding that at the conclusion of tonight's contest, the McDonald's Offensive and Defensive Player of the Game, as well as the Powerade Play of the Game.
Well, yeah, because you also throw in the fact that he's got a touchdown run to go with the 2 passes. He's having a great game for sure.
And the Georgia Health Department hit of the game. All of that coming up in the post game. But we still got a lot of football left to play here. It is 33-0.
Well, now you got to, if you're Williston, you know, your top ground gainer is on the bench now with an injury.
And that, to be honest, might be more demoralizing than the scoreboard right now.
For sure.
Yeah, we just got to try and get a first down here. We're negative 24 yards in the second half. So.
Wow.
Well, Barnwell's cleaned up some of their miscues in the first half, while Williston's have continued. And
hits the up man. Whew. Almost another big break for Barnwell.
Yeah. Yep.
And Williston-Elko will come out of it with the ball near midfield at the 48-yard line.
Josiah Gibson on the recovery for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils take over first and 10
Josiah
at the
Gibson.
49-yard line.
Johnny on the spot to recover it for Williston-Elko.
I thought for a moment we had a change at quarterback, but the quarterback was just on the sidelines talking to the coaches late to get back on the field. That's Tylen Parker.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah, this is he's going up against a pretty good football team tonight in Barnwell. Even though they're young, they've got some players.
And again, on the bright side for Williston-Elko, this is not a region game. You're as you said, they're facing a really good football team in Barnwell tonight, and they'll learn a lot from this experience.
Zizette, who earlier just a moment ago had the cramp, he makes the tackle. You could tell he didn't want to get up because he knew he was going to strain that calf again. That's exactly what happened. As he strained to kind of get up off the ground, he had to come trotting out with limping again. That, you know, the cramps have been a factor tonight for sure.
Gain of 1 on first down, 2nd and 9 from just shy of midfield. And a rarity. The Blue Devils will throw, and it will result in a pass interference call. Carlos Drayton, the intended receiver.
He threw it, gave his receiver a chance to make a play, and then didn't get the penalty. So
Pass interference, defense, number 29, 15-yard penalty, results in a first down. Timeout for injury.
Jamel Hicks has had quite a game on defense for Barnwell, but guilty of the PI here. And we have another injured player on the field. I believe that is Ramon Robinson, who is a sophomore lineman.
Yeah, it is Robinson, and that was an obvious pass interference. You know, that's a tough job. If you're the corner in this game for Barnwell, you know Williston's going to run it literally like 98% of the time. But that one time you let the guy get behind you is when they try to go at you. And this one's not a cramp. This looks like a back.
So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty and move Williston-Elko into Barnwell territory at the 35-yard line. It looks like Robinson's going to be able to walk off it mostly under his own power.
My senior year, high school football, we had started off rough, and the coach, our defensive coach, loved him. He was a maniac, though, and he was fussing at us about all the kids getting injured and coming out of the game. We were a very young team, only had 4 seniors on the team. And I had never come out. We played Thompson at Thompson. Right after he gives us that speech, the first play of the game, I land on the football, and you take your breath away. I had to come out of the game. He was so mad because he had just given the speech. I happened to be the guinea pig. I mean, there's no way I could stay in the game. I couldn't breathe.
Parker picks up 1. As we tick down under 5 minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, Williston, benefit of the penalty, of course, at least is able to flip the field a little here. Now,
heck, I'd chuck it up again.
I was going to say, now let's take a chance. Let's see if we can get some yardage and maybe get some points here. In the backfield behind the QB, they've got Washington with Kirkland out of the game.
Oh, boy. And he bobbles it.
I think
Barnwell's on it. He got it back, and he's going to lose 4 yards.
Yeah, him and Wheeler are fighting for it. A.J. Wheeler.
Horses say they have it.
Yeah, A.J. Wheeler, who's already got 1 fumble recovery, but
and they're going to see the official signal. It'll stay with the Blue Devils.
Yeah. You'll see here that he and watch 99 get in there, and they both had their hands on it. In basketball, that's a jump ball.
So the possession arrow stays with the Blue Devils? Is that what you're saying?
It does.
But it's going to bring up 3rd and 11 from the 36-yard line.
Oh, wow.
Who are you calling it all? They both jumped at the same time.
Could have been either one, yeah.
Now we're about to find out.
A.J. Morgan was the defender who crossed.
Prior to snap, false start, offense, running back. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
So 3rd and 11 becomes 3rd and 16 from the 41-yard line.
Again, the miscues at inopportune time. There's never really a good time, but they've come at some really inopportune times. It seems like on 3rd down, 4th down is where they're making their miscues.
Swings it out on the far side. That was Rhymes, and not much.
Yeah, good closing speed on that one by Lex Thomas.
So 4th and a bunch. 4th and 15. And it'll be a punting situation for the Blue Devils. After which, we'll have our Stump AB trivia question. Peoples will stand at the 10-yard line for Barnwell.
The key here is the snap. They've had a tough time with it tonight.
And a high snap.
Oh.
Almost blocked. Now he's going to get another good
Man,
roll.
He has done a great job tonight.
Peoples on the return. Flag is down. The Blue Devil faithful say he stepped out down around inside the 10-yard line. And we'll let the officials clean this up.
Brought down by number 14, Willie Brown.
For the moment, it's Barnwell ball at the 17. The flag is back at the 8-yard line.
Illegal block in the back, return team number 11. Penalty being forced half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, you're right, AB. Brian Smith going to be happy about the scoreboard, but not happy about these penalties.
Yeah, they're starting to pile up penalty yardage. They're probably in that 60-yard range is my guess.
8 penalties over 70 yards now.
70, wow.
And it's going to back the Warhorses all the way back inside the 10-yard line at the 6.
They've got more penalty yards than rushing yards probably, and that's not something that's going to make him very happy. That young man, though, has got to make him pretty happy tonight. Couple of TD passes, TD run. All things considered, he's played pretty solid. He's had to deal with some low snaps tonight, but he's been able to corral those in.
Clubhouse leader for McDonald's Offensive Player of the Game?
I would think so, yeah. He's
another gain of 5. That was Trey Bowman again. Correction, Jaquan Peoples.
Yeah, Peoples got it. Again, they get a little yardage to get their backs off the goal line there. And
pickup of 7. 2nd and 3. And that'll be a Barnwell first down across the 25.
That's the play they scored the touchdown on earlier.
There is a flag in the backfield. You see it back around the 16-yard line. For the moment, a lifelink of Georgia first down.
Yeah, they scored the 39-yard TD on that same play where it's sort of that read option with the runner beside the quarterback going through the line of scrimmage.
Warhorses are retreating.
Yeah, that's the 9th penalty.
Offense number 15. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
We'll spot it back at the 7-yard line. Which, if my math is correct, should give about 2nd and 8. And Peoples going to bite off a big chunk of that.
Look at this.
He'll have the first down.
Oh.
Peoples tiptoeing down the sideline into Williston-Elko territory all the way to the 41-yard line.
Well, in a game where you've had an opening kickoff return for a touchdown and a great touchdown long pass, this could be the argument for play of the game. I mean, he took a shot right about there. No, there. But again, you got to wrap him up. That's a huge run by Peoples. He's come alive here in the second half.
53 yards, if my math is correct.
And add that 39-yarder he had for the touchdown. And he only had 24 yards before that touchdown run, and now all of a sudden he's over 100.
So, Warhorses.
109 to be exact.
Yeah, 109 and a touchdown.
9 carries.
So he heard us say that, that Austin was the clubhouse leader for McDonald's Offensive Player of the Game and said, well, look at this.
There's some flashbacks for Barnwell fans there. They saw number 4 running through the line of scrimmage. They thought it might be Tyler Smith for a second.
Instead, it's Nehemiah Brown, sophomore running back.
Nehemiah Brown with the carry for the Warhorses.
We got another player down with what looks like another cramp.
So while they tend to him, we'll play America's favorite game show, the Stump AB trivia question.
Oh, God.
I'm going easy on you. It's week 1A.
See, I
we have
love
another
that.
one tomorrow.
You set me up when I miss it now. I look like an idiot.
I'm just saying if you miss it, we're
No,
all
I'm
going to make
excited.
fun
Let's
of
go.
you.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
So we talked about Raphael Bush earlier in the game.
Okay.
Probably one of the best players to come through Williston-Elko,
Sure.
if not the best. 9 seasons in the NFL. He played for Denver, New Orleans, Detroit, and Buffalo. But he was signed as an undrafted free agent coming out of South Carolina State for an NFL team where he never saw game action. Who signed Raphael Bush to his first pro contract?
All right.
We'll give you time to think about that at home. AB will think about it in the booth. And as the clock ticks down toward the end of this third quarter.
Got a phone up here. If you need a phone.
Phone
How
friend,
about BrandSmart getting in on the sponsorship of the trivia question?
Look, I have my answer. I don't know if it's right. I think for some reason I'm thinking it's right, but I don't need to phone a friend.
Well, they're going to let the time wind down here at the end of this third quarter. We are 3/4 of the way home. We're at the 3/4 pole for Thoroughbred Country and the War Horses. 33-0 Barnwell.
Internet provider to sponsor me cheating and trying to get the answers on my phone.
So, Kyle, if I'm not mistaken, the only thing we haven't gotten in is Mac Weir. Perfect, we'll do that. Somebody's going to get a cramp, so.
This is a long game, folks.
For all the running
Yeah.
we thought, it has been long. I cursed us. I'm sorry.
Sure.
It just died somewhere in the second quarter.
The
It's been like
the third quarter took forever.
that second and third quarter.
What's that? Sorry. Okay. Okay, just let me know when.
Well, it's good. We know we have people watching, though.
Oh, yeah,
That's
good.
two different people texting about
Yeah.
Fourth quarter.
First and 10 Barnwell from the 25-yard line as we begin the final quarter of play here in Williston, South Carolina. And it's Brown on first down. And he's close to another first down.
Yeah, sophomore getting that number. They got to have a little faith in him there. That's one that might be retired at some point, by the way.
Would not be surprised. Picked up 7 on first down. He'll pick up the rest of it on second down. And it'll be first, well, I was going to say first and goal, but it looks like they are going to be just outside the 10. It is a first down.
In the Murphy Auto Group red zone.
And now the officials want to
we
get
got a
together and
minute.
talk about something.
Let's go ahead and get the QBs by the quarter in, John.
Take it away.
After 3 quarters, Cam Austin for Barnwell was 10 of 15 for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he added a score on the ground. And then for Tylen Parker for Williston-Elko, he's 2 of 4 for 5 yards.
Yeah, he's had a tough night tonight, but that young man's played pretty well. And then in the second half, his running back stepped up his play as well, Peebles.
There was a flag after the play, and the officials are still talking about it. So we'll find out when you find out.
Yeah, that's unfortunately for Barnwell, that's been when most of their penalties have happened after the play, dead ball, personal fouls and things. But those are, again, you don't mind some aggression penalties, but that Coach Smith will clean
Illegal
that up.
participation, 12 players participating during the down, defense. Penalties, half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Well, if you're Williston-Elko, that adds insult to injury. Not only do you give it the first down, but you had 12 guys on the field and still didn't stop it.
Yeah.
See the official explaining it to Kenny Lipsy. And as we explained earlier in the broadcast, if you're just joining us, Coach Lipsy dealing with some sort of a nerve condition which makes it difficult for him to walk around. He's not exactly sure exactly what it is right now, but obviously we wish him the best and hope to see him running up and down the sideline later in the season.
Hey, you can't not practice when you're not feeling great. When you got your coach out there on the field battling a nerve issue, he's out there giving it his all.
Yeah. It's hard to make your Coach, it's hot. So after all of that, we're going to march it down inside the 10. So it'll be 1st and goal at the 7. Well, eventually it'll be 1st and goal at the 7. But the drum line is still hype.
Yeah. They haven't turned it over once tonight. They feel like they're having a perfect game. And look at this. Cam Austin. Oh, I thought he was going to get in for another TD, but he's just short.
Knocking on the door at the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
That would have maybe punctuated the McDonald's Offensive Player of the game.
Again, the final score in this game last year, 47-0 Barnwell. And
I don't know if he
got in or not.
Very close.
Tried to sneak Austin.
Penalty flag on the play.
I don't know. Stop me if you've heard this, fellas. Penalty flag on the play.
I knew it was either penalty or cramp.
We've had our fair share of both tonight.
Illegal motion on the offense. Wide receiver never got set. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Still thinking about that trivia question?
No, I think I've locked in my answer.
Stay with us, folks, because we got a lot coming up for you in the post-game show with Kira Goldstein, McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game, the Powerade play of the game, the Georgia Health Department hit of the game, all coming your way.
Yeah, flag.
I'm not even going to say it.
I said it for you, sorry.
Round again with a carry. Stop inside the 1-yard line. Check the flag.
I'm running out of things to read.
Holding. Offense, number 15.
Should bring John Grisham
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 2nd down.
Let's see. Hey, make sure to follow us on social media throughout the season for sports scores, highlights, player of the game photos, and more. There we go. All right, now we have an official timeout on the field. So, we still have 10 minutes and 43 seconds left in this one, but we're just getting started. We're going to do this all over again tomorrow night. And this one of the biggest rivalries in the state of Georgia. Hey, remember this?
Oh, my God.
Last December, look at that rainstorm. Beautiful football weather. Jontavius Curry.
244 yards on 17 carries with 4 touchdowns in the state championship game.
So he's not there at Thompson anymore, but tomorrow night we will see the defending state champion Thompson Bulldogs as they begin their title defense against the only team to beat them a year ago, the Burke County Bears. We will be in the Bear Den in Waynesboro tomorrow night. Same channel, same time, 7:30 right here on MeTV.
They got a pretty good running back they're plugging in trying to replace him.
I think, again, they try to rest their guys as much as they can in the regular season, but if Anthony Jeffrey gets a lot of carries, he's a guy that could have a 2,000-yard season. I just love him. And I think Jordan Lane is spectacular. Jones, their quarterback, they bring back a lot. I mean, they lost the most dynamic player in the area, no doubt, but they bring back a lot. The questions for them are more they do have to replace a couple of key guys on defense.
And I was going to say, hopefully the Bears and Bulldogs are watching at home, but it's a school night. It's a Thursday night. They got to be getting to bed.
Well, what they won't have this year that they did have last year, though, Jordan Lane can do it a little bit, but there hasn't been a game breaker in this area quite like Jontavius Curry in quite some time. Maybe Gator Green. I mean, it's been a while, though.
So let's reset a little bit. 2nd and goal from the 15.
Yeah,
and Nehemiah
fake.
Brown.
Yeah, great fake there by Cam Austin.
I think Gator's the only one in the area where when he got the ball, you expected a touchdown.
On the edge of your seat, kind of, yeah. We've had some great players, but like I said, as far as a game breaker that could take it the distance anytime, I don't know if we've had anybody like Curry. In the playoffs, John, he touched the ball 77 times. That's just for 5 games, and they played 3 of the top. Though they played the number 1 and 2 and 3 team in the state. He had over 1,200 yards and 16 touchdowns in just the playoffs.
Well, we may just have solidified our McDonald's offensive player of the game as Austin straight ahead for another touchdown.
Yeah, 2 touchdown throws, and now with this, 2 touchdown runs for Cam Austin. And last year, we said it was 47-0. I didn't think we had a chance to get there tonight, but looks like we may, unless Williston can muster something offensively.
And Lane Evans, right leg is getting a workout tonight. Another extra point, and it is now 40-0. 10:01 left to play on night 1, opening night of Game Night Live. Can they run it now? Yeah, let's go. I don't know if you can do it in a quarter, though. I think you have to do it before the quarter starts. Oh, I'm sure. Well, that's true.
I don't know why I took my headset off to tell you that.
I mean, yeah, when the other team's got 15 yards total offense for the night.
Yeah.
That's what Williston has?
Wow, because they got negative in this half, right?
Yeah.
Second half, it's negative 23.
Yeah. Yeah, because they actually had more rushing yards in the first half.
All Barnwell on opening night of the 2023 high school football season in the CSRA. 40-0. And still 10:01 left to play here in Williston.
Well, now you don't want to get guys hurt. You want to work on some things maybe, but you want to protect the football, not to get anybody hurt.
And if it seems like the Williston-Elko Blue Devils have been going in reverse in this second half, they actually have. They have 15 total yards of offense in the game, negative 23 here in this second half.
Yeah, they had 4 passing yards and 34 rushing yards in the first half, and in the second half, negative 23. It has been a rough night, and you couple that with all the turnovers, and that's where you're at, 40-0. In Barnwell, while they're young, they're still a pretty solid program, and you just can't make the mistakes against them, especially when you're a team that can't strike quickly.
It's a tough spot for an offensive coordinator. Where do you go?
Yeah, that's why I said it's easy for us to talk about up here. The coaching staff, trust me, you know that they're frustrated.
Well, and maybe your best player has come off the field with an injury. Tough task to be sure for Kenny Lipsy. So here come the Blue Devils with 9:53 left to play. And again, going in reverse.
I tell you what, Henri Creech is maybe staking the claim. You got him there. As far as defensive player of the game,
that's going to be
it's going to be tough because you got him, but you also have 40. You've got Zisick. You've got also 99 has played played pretty well too. Creech has probably made the most plays, but Zisick has a fumble caused and a fumble recovery.
That's why we pay you the big bucks. Make these tough decisions.
Thought it was for the trivia question.
Well, we're about to find out. And Williston-Elko, as you can understand, in absolutely no hurry. Nice tough run. And that was Jacquees Washington, who had a pretty good first half. Haven't heard much from him in the second half, but a good hard run here. Bring up third and let's call it 3rd and 3.
Well, not making light of it, but you haven't heard from anybody in the second half. They just had a rough go of it in the second half offensively.
Trying to get their first down of the second half where they didn't have help from Barnwell on the penalty.
Now they're still going to be a couple of yards shy.
Jacquees Washington over carry. Tackle made by number 62, Denari Garrett.
The 4th and 1. And the Blue Devils will elect to kick it away.
4th and 1 for the Blue Devils. Overton back to punt.
And again, the Warhorses are just going to have tremendous field position. Jaquan Peoples will stand at his 40-yard line. Blue Devils will take as much time off the clock as they can and trying to get another roll was Quade Overton. And it'll roll out of bounds at the 45-yard line, so not about as best of a situation outcome as you could hope for, Williston-Elko. And Warhorses will set up 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line, up 40-0. As the late, great Skip Carey would say, if you promise to patronize our sponsors, you may feel free to walk your canine. Change at quarterback for the Warhorses. And the officials will step in, and we have a timeout, Williston-Elko. So we'll take this opportunity to answer the Stump AB trivia question of the game. To refresh your memory, if you've forgotten, we were talking about Raphael Bush, one of the greatest players to come through Williston-Elko. He played 9 seasons in the NFL for the Denver Broncos, New Orleans, 2 different stints with New Orleans, Detroit Lions, and the Buffalo Bills. But that's not who signed him as an undrafted free agent coming out of college at South Carolina State University. The question, our BrandSmart USA Stump AB trivia question, which NFL team signed Raphael Bush to his first pro contract?
All right. The reason I'm going with them is because I could have sworn he played for them, and when I didn't see him among the teams he played, I'm thinking it's the Atlanta Falcons. It's your team.
And the answer is?
Boom!
1-0.
Yes,
1-0.
I really, truly just thought he played for them one year.
He was on the practice squad.
Yeah, I guess so.
So when he was in New Orleans, he agreed to a free agent offer with the Falcons, but the New Orleans matched it. And so he went back to New Orleans. So he was just a practice squad guy for the Falcons, but had a very successful career with the other team.
Yeah. There we go. Good way to start the year, baby.
I'll have to up the degree of difficulty tomorrow night.
It's 100%, right, AB?
That's right. I want to officially announce my retirement. Go out on a high note like George Costanza.
2nd and 1 million for the Warhorses.
Jacquees Washington on the stop for the Blue Devils.
Well, we think the second half went by pretty slow with all the cramps and penalties. Think about how slow it's been for Williston. You feel for them. They've been working just as hard as any other team this offseason, and they came in here tonight, and certainly we're hoping for a better outcome, but it's been a rough go of it.
The old 3rd and 28.
What do you draw up here, Brian Smith?
Well, the 95 Josie Eagles would draw up throwing it to Troy Talbert or Deion Grant. I don't know about this team.
New cast of characters in for the Warhorses. That's Vincent Gibson, a freshman who has come in at quarterback, and he is taken down. Let's go down to Kira Goldstein for another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Hey, Kira.
Hey guys, yeah, the story of this game has been the Barnwell offense, but the story of this quarter has been the injuries for Williston-Elko. It started with Kirkland. His knee was hurting him. He's okay. He hasn't really been able to put too much weight on it, but then they've had a couple more injuries after that. They've had 3 or 4 just this quarter and just on that team. So we're hoping that we can get through the last little over 3.5 minutes without any more injuries, but that has been the story on their side. Back up to you.
Yeah, and to Kira's point and your point earlier, AB, these last 3 minutes and 45 seconds, both coaches just want to get out of here healthy.
Well, you're hoping a lot of that's cramping, and if it is, then they'll be fine. But yeah, you don't, especially Williston. They're already pretty thin. You can ill afford to lose anyone.
So Barnwell's going to take a timeout here, and Barnwell has looked great tonight. But AB, I don't think the Warhorses have ever looked as good as they did back in 1987 and 1988 when the great Mac Weir was coaching. 20 seasons in Barnwell, won 199 games, those 2 state championships in 1987 and 88, 2 region championships. He made the playoffs each of his last 17 seasons, and this past March, that's what you're looking at, this picture. This past March, they dedicated the stadium in Barnwell in his honor. It is now Mac Weir Stadium in Barnwell, South Carolina, where these Warhorses will play next week, their home opener versus Blackville Hilda, another huge rivalry game for them.
Well, earlier in the game, I mentioned Shelly Hammonds that went to Penn State and Brew Pender, who was the quarterback that went to South Carolina. Those were the 2 leaders on that 87-88 squad. And as a matter of fact, Barnwell was also really good in baseball. Shelly Hammonds was an outfielder, Brew Pender was a pitcher. And they came to Evans when, of course, back then Evans was really good. And you want to talk about a crazy atmosphere when they played one another. That Evans crowd was relentless in that game.
The great Mac Weir, but this current version of the Warhorses would make him very proud, as they have dominated this game from literally the opening kickoff.
Yeah.
Which was for a
truly.
touchdown. And we have another player shaken up on the field. I believe that's Peoples. Yeah, Jordan Peoples.
Yeah, I think it's almost to the point where both coaches would be like, can this 3 minutes just go away? Yeah.
I am incorrect. That's Jeremiah Eady. I was wondering why Peoples would be on the field at this point. He is not. 8 looked like a 3. And now with under 3 minutes left to go, the Blue Devils will salt away the rest of this thing.
It just goes to show you, though, how intense it is in a real game. It's hard to make yourself go that hard. You don't see this many cramps in practice. You're practicing the same heat sometimes. It's just hard to make yourself go as much as you do in a real game against another team, play after play, and that's what happens. And then all of a sudden you step to get up, and your calf locks up, and there's nothing you can do. That pain is – anybody that's had one in the middle of their sleep, that pain, you can't just get through it.
We mentioned earlier how hard our staff works to get these games ready for you. They'll be back at it again early tomorrow in Waynesboro to get us on the air tomorrow night. Our director, Kyle Thomas, our replay coordinator, Ben Price, on graphics for us, Josh Recor, on audio, Jeff Singleton. Running the cameras for us, Katron Hugie, Kat Gingery, Danielle Allwire, and Gary Nipple. On the sidelines for us tonight, Savannah Barron, Red Cap, the aforementioned Adam Karstens. Running the live truck for us tonight, Reggie Mackey. Back at Master Control, keeping us on the air is Jarrett Ledger. And a special mention to our production manager and our production timer, making sure we get everything on the air for you tonight, Lauren Fitzgerald and Lori Morrison. Can't say enough great things about our crew. Been a great opening night, and we're ready to do it again tomorrow.
Absolutely, and can't wait. Going to be a doozy tomorrow.
Fumble.
I believe Williston-Elko got back on it. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say tomorrow night's final score will not be 40-0.
You wouldn't think so. There'd be a fan base upset.
one way or the other.
Yeah, the ball fell right back in his gut for the running back. That was a good break.
90 seconds left. And again, don't go to bed yet. I know it's a Thursday night, school night. We've got the McDonald's Offensive and Defensive Player of the Game. We got the Powerade Play of the Game, the Georgia Health District Hit of the Game. What am I leaving out? With our post-show spectacular.
I think
I got it all.
I will say this, too. To those worried about Barnwell, the penalties, or any other team that struggles early, keep in mind last year, we left that Thompson-Burke County game saying, man, Thompson came out flat. They didn't look ready to play. They were lethargic throughout the game. And what do? After that loss, they win 14 in a row and win the state championship. So you can, again, they were playing a very good team in Burke County. But remember, we were talking about that. They just seemed flat. They were kind of waiting on Curry to hit a big run. And he did. I think one of the best things I think Coach Youngblood did last year with Thompson, he didn't run Curry that much. During the year, Curry only averaged about 9 carries a game during the regular season. He started giving him the ball in the playoffs more, but I think that let the other team find their way, and they not just wait on him to make an 80-yard run.
And he was fresh too when he got to the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, he tried to use him in the best spots that he could.
Yeah.
We definitely saw with Curry at ARC.
Yeah.
If he struggles a little bit, he gets down, and then
frustrated.
the whole team feeds off that too.
I'm real intrigued to see what happens with him. He went off to one of the powerhouse JUCOs. I'm really interested to see what happens in his future because he's got the speed and quickness to play at any level.
So they're going to let the rest of this clock just tick down and call it a night. And despite the penalties, an emphatic, impressive performance. The Battle of Barnwell County goes to the Barnwell Warhorses, 40-0.
Yeah, you got to hand it to Barnwell. They came in, and while they had mistakes and miscues, they made plays. Cam Austin was outstanding. Peebles picked it up in the second half. Their defense locked it up. But you know what? I'm going to hand it to the offensive line because in the second half, they were open in monster holes throughout the second half. They wore down Williston-Elko. They're a bigger team in terms of numbers, and it showed.
Kira Goldstein with the victorious head coach of the Barnwell Warhorses, Brian Smith.
Coach, a shutout in your first win as the new head coach. Can you walk me through what you're pleased with tonight?
Yeah, I'm proud of our defense. They kind of held their own all night. And second half, we kind of came out and ran the ball, established the run a little bit, and that was kind of our goal halftime. Kind of challenged our offensive line and just said, hey, we want to come out and run the ball. We didn't do it. We did a poor job of it in the first half, and we had a couple breaks early, and then as we challenged those guys, we kind of came out and did in the second half, and we're still able to throw a lot. We want to be very multiple in what we do offensively, and I thought we played a little better in the second half.
Cam Austin had 2 running touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. Can you tell me how he impacted your team tonight?
Well, he's the guy. He's the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, he's the guy that's going to do it every week, and we got to make sure that we put him in the right position and keep him healthy. And he outworks everybody. He lifts weights in the morning with football, and then when baseball does it, he turns around and lifts with baseball. And then, he does everything. So I just can't speak highly enough of him.
A very impressive first start for you, Coach. Congratulations on the big win. We can't wait to see what you do the rest of the season.
Thank you. Go Warhorses.
Thanks, guys. Back up to you.
Kira, thanks. Congratulations to Coach Brian Smith. Just really can't say enough about this Warhorse performance tonight as they celebrate on the field. But don't go anywhere. The post-game show is coming up with our McDonald's offensive and defensive players. The game, the hit of the game, the play of the game, and QBs by the quarter. I knew I was forgetting something. It's all coming up. 40-0. Barnwell over Williston-Elko. No, you did right. You did it. You did perfect. We may invite you back tomorrow.
Does she know they got him down there in the corner?
So they're gonna be down in the corner. If you see over by the tent, that's where they'll bring them. Yep. We do QBs by the quarter first?
I do.
Okay, we'll do QBs by the quarter, and then we'll toss it to Kira for the McDonald's. Ugh. That was terrible. Not even worth it.
More like Trey Young.
Coach Brian Smith addressing his victorious Barnwell Warhorses 40-0, the final score here on opening night of Game Night Live. And without further ado, let's get you the QBs by the quarter for quarter number 4. Nathan.
Yeah, so Cam Austin ended the game for Barnwell, 10 of 15, 127 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and he added a couple more scores on the ground. And then for Williston-Elko, of course, it was a struggle all night offensively, and Parker just 2 of 4 for 5 yards passing.
And now we went back and forth on the defensive player of the game offense we've been talking about. Let's reveal our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. Back down to the field for Kira Goldstein.
Yeah, guys, we're going to start with our offensive player of the game. I'm going to hand it over to my good friend Andy here to hand that out, but it's going to be to Cam Austin.
All right, here we go. Nice game.
Guys, back up to you.
We also have the defensive player of the game to award.
Oh, and on the defensive side, absolutely, we have Clayton Suzette, and we'll allow Andy to hand that out as well.
Nice job, Clayton. Shut out. Nice job.
Thanks, sir.
Now back up to you guys.
Kira, thanks. Congratulations to both of those guys, and richly deserved. All right, now it's time for our Georgia Health Department hit of the game. The first one of 2023, AB.
Yeah, we'll see what they went with here.
A couple of options.
Yeah, this was the one where it was a big hit right at the end of the play here. You'll see it right there.
Justice Israel. So, the scoreboard, not what Williston-Elko wanted, but they do get the hit of the game, so something to build on going into next week. And with that, let's do our Powerade play of the game. A lot to pick from here.
Take your pick here. You got 3 or 4 big ones. Pick your poison. And they're going to go with the run. I love it because I do think this was an incredible run. Right here when he faked and cut back in, he misses there, but he takes a shot right here and just kind of bounces back outside.
Incredible.
And great run by Peebles to set Barnwell up for another scoring drive.
You need a little Powerade after that one.
Yeah. Put him over 100 yards for the game, too.
So, victorious night for Barnwell, 40-0. Final thoughts on this one, AB?
Well, I mean, you figured Barnwell was the favorite, but Williston really struggled. They're going to have to clean up a lot of stuff, and that's what Coach Lipsey's going to be preaching. And for Barnwell, it's a big win, but they've got a lot of stuff to clean up as well. It's a young team. We talked about the fact they had only one senior starter. They've got something in Cam Austin. I'm not going to say he's the most spectacular quarterback. He's not going to throw for 300 yards and all that, but he knows this offense. He's smart. He makes the right play, and I think you got a great leader, and sometimes that's just as important.
As you enjoy some of the images from this opening night of the 2023 season, our thanks once again to our staff, to our crew, and Kira Goldstein down on the sidelines. Nathan, AB, what do you say we do it again tomorrow night?
Absolutely.
I will see you in Waynesboro.
Waynesboro, Georgia, tomorrow night, the Bear Den. Thompson, Burke County. We will see you tomorrow night at 7:30. For now, good night from Williston.